Another big crowd expected here in Mission Viejo on this Friday night as we get set to bring you the 2023 CIF SoCal Division I AA Regional Championship game. December opening with 5th-ranked Mission Viejo hosting undefeated Granite Hills out of the San Diego section.
Well, hi, everybody. Alongside the CIF great from Santa Margarita, Chris Ricks, and former Florida State quarterback, I'm Steve Quist. Nikki Kay will be along here shortly. What a matchup we have for you here on Friday night. We have 5 versus 7 in the state of California and 2 teams loaded with a lot of future Division I college talent.
That's right, Steve. You have 2 section champions. You have tremendous coaching staffs, and as you mentioned, some of the best talent in the entire country. This is going to be a fun one to watch for a chance to punch a ticket to a state final championship game.
So Granite Hills is the defending state champion. They've won 21 consecutive games, and I know you like this story, partner. Their freshman quarterback is something to behold in Zach Benitez.
That's right. You mentioned just a freshman, and big shoes to fill from that state championship game last year of Nico Tomasello, Carlisle Sanders. And if you're going to step in and fill those shoes as a freshman for a defending champ, you have to have 2 things: work ethic and talent. He's got great work ethic. I love watching this guy on tape, can make every throw. He's a true student of the game, Steve, and especially in that perimeter passing game. I think that's what's going to be huge in this matchup, that he takes advantage, especially when Mission Viejo goes man coverage. He has to be able to get the ball to his playmakers, but he can make every throw on the field. He's talented.
Mission Viejo has taken advantage of the fact that they're in a playoff section this year without Bosco, without Mater Dei. They graduated all of their receivers from last year, most of them playing in college, and they replaced them with even better guys this year. We start with Vance Spafford.
Oh, this guy is elite. He is a next-level player, so talented, a super sophomore, fast and strong, runs a 10-900 meter, and then can power clean 265. Partner, that's 2 plates on each side, and how about throw another 40 on top of that with a couple 10s. This guy is a Division I prospect, rangy wide receiver, also gets involved in his special teams. He's going to be all over the field tonight for the Diablos. Keep your eye on Stafford.
All right, you got me sold, man. This is awesome. Tonight's winner heads right back to South Orange County at about 4.5 miles from here to Saddleback College next week to play for a state championship. The kickoff from Mission Viejo comes your way next. .54 degrees and clear as 5th-ranked Mission Viejo takes the field to host 7th-ranked Granite Hills in the CIF Division I AA SoCal Regional Championship game. Before we kick, Nikki Kay has some breaking news from down on the field. Nikki.
That's right, Steve. Some news down here. Mission Viejo's junior quarterback Drayden Trudeau did not suit up tonight. He is in concussion protocol, an injury which he sustained in last week's playoff victory. Now, Drayden is one of 2 quarterbacks for Mission Viejo. He's been alternating drives with sophomore quarterback Luke Fahey all season long. Together, the 2 have combined for over 3,000 yards and 38 passing touchdowns. So his absence will be a tough loss, but not devastating for the Diablos. I did speak to head coach Chad Johnson pregame, and he said, thank God we got Luke all the reps we did this season. And guys, I did check in with Luke. He told me, I'm not going to lie, I had a little bit of nerves coming into this one, but thankfully we've got a great game plan, and I've got great coaches and even better teammates. He feels ready, guys.
Great reporting. Thank you so much, Nikki. All right, let's get our Rick's keys to the game as we look at the I-5 South. Traffic and weather and keys together here at 6 minutes past the hour.
Yeah, great stuff, Nikki. We'll get more into the quarterbacks, but first on the Rick's radar tonight for Granite Hills, first you got to be physical up front. You've got big bodies. They've got to dominate, and you've got to establish that run game earlier, sooner than he did in that Lincoln game, Steve. And then what the freshman quarterback, Zachary Benitez, has to continue to do, as he's done all season, protect the football. You don't want to give this Diablos offense any more opportunities than they already have. For the Diablos, pass rush on that freshman quarterback. Try to get him outside of his comfort zone. Control that offensive trenches, especially up front with the O-line. And then for the Diablos, have to have a very solid run defense because Granite Hills can run the rock.
All right, Mission Viejo won the toss. They will defer to the second half. So Granite Hills, defending state champs at 2A, unbeaten, having won 21 in a row. They'll get the football first here to start the proceedings in this SoCal Division I AA championship game. The winner is going to face the winner of the Clovis North De La Salle game which is going on as we speak here. And whoever wins, if it's Mission Viejo, all they have to do is go 9 minutes, 4.5 miles south to Saddleback College. And for Granite Hills, they'll have to come north again to Saddleback College. But last time they were there, they claimed that state championship. They're one and only in school history.
Absolutely. And again, we mentioned that state championship game last year. Trying to repeat that with the freshman quarterback, and we'll get a chance to see him on this first drive.
Short little kick by the Arizona-bound Miguel Salgado. It's fielded just outside the 10-yard line. And dumped is Brendan Lewis on the return at the 15-yard line. And that is where we get our first look at a freshman quarterback, 6'2" Zach Benitez, 12-0 as a starter. He's got a little Elijah Brown in him here. Remember Elijah in Mater Dei?
Good pick.
Started his career as a freshman and went 29-0 before he finally got beat.
Yeah, that's a good comparison, Steve Quist. And take a look at the numbers. 22 touchdowns, just 2 interceptions. And watching the film, it was really just one. Another one was batted up, wasn't on him. Big shoes to fill, but I like the freshman quarterback. And as there's already a penalty flag early, it's going to be encroachment on the Diablos. Something else that really impresses me with Benitez, Steve, cool, calm, and collected. That is a challenge for a junior or senior quarterback, but especially a freshman. He is very poised and has filled these shoes tremendously well from Tomasello and Sanders, the quarterbacks from last year.
1st and 5, and he's throwing on first down and connects with Pablo Jackson. No, he throws it deep, Jackson, and it is caught down at the 35-yard line. How about some trickery? That's Josh Zander from Pablo Jackson.
How about Kellen Cobbs, head coach, dialing up the trick play? We've seen the Dolphins do it this year. Bosco hit it on Mater Dei mid-season. You throw the little bubble to the back outside, get aggressive on the secondary, take advantage.
And Benitez throws into coverage, and it's incomplete. Zach Foldy was defending. Thought he had a chance at what would have been his 5th interception of the season. So they pick up a big play. They get into Mission Viejo territory. And here's your Granite Hill starters.
A lot of toys for Benitez to play with. You got Jackson, Zander, Lewis, Diaz, and Flores. Counted receiving core. We saw Jackson already with the pass.
Second down from the 35-yard line of the Diablos.
Overloaded heavy into the boundary, little motion.
And a zone read handoff goes to Max Turner, and Turner gets his way downhill to the 31-yard line. Here's who's blocking for Max Turner, who now has 1,100 yards rushing on the season.
A couple veterans on the left side, and Rowdy Seda and Blue Tejeda up front. And a couple of young guys really stepped up this year. Jeremy Mays at the right tackle, and then the sophomore center, Keaton Boyce, has been impressive.
3rd down, the flag goes up. This is a handoff and a run by Turner. Turner's going to get chased out of bounds inside the 10-yard line, but it might be coming back here. There was some early movement on the line of scrimmage on what was a 3rd down and 7. That's Mark Milsom. He's the head referee for this game. He's been involved in some big-time championship games over the year, like Bosco and Mater Dei. And it's going to be against Granite Hills in a legal procedure, and so back them up. So that 3rd and 7 now for the unbeaten freshman is going to be a little bit tougher to pick up here, Coach.
Yeah, and I like the design by Coach Cobbs. Overloaded everything in the boundary, give a lot of space to the field. And we saw Turner get out in space. Nothing to come back to as we see on the right hash.
3rd and 12. Play fake. Benitez throwing on the run, and it gets knocked down right at the 30-yard line. It's going to be 4th down, and that's Jack Matranga, who's headed to Air Force as he knocks that one down, and it's 4th down and long. And I think this might be 4th down territory here for the Eagles.
Yeah, lucky for Benitez, that ball was not intercepted by Matranga. He's been lucky on a couple of ones that went over the middle earlier in the drive. And you're right, partner, 2 fall for a field goal and 2 close for a punt. They're going to go for it on 4th as well.
Opening 2 minutes of this one. Benitez with the pressure coming from the edge. Puts it up, looking there for Brandon Lewis.
Wow.
And he made the catch at the 5-yard line. The ASU baseball commit, Brandon Lewis, hauls in a big 4th down for the first down.
Brendan Lewis, tight coverage. He might have been held, but he fights off of it, physical. And look at that. It's really one-handed, one-arm catch by Lewis.
And they're going to run it here, and tiptoeing right in is Max Turner for his 17th rushing touchdown of the season. And Granite Hills converts on a big 4th and 12. And on the opening drive, they've got the first 6 of the game.
I don't know if a team this year has scored that quick on a Coach Payton defense for Mission Viejo. If you didn't know about Granite Hills, you know about them now.
They are so big up front. As you look at their head coach, Kellen Cobbs. By the way, he's in shorts on this chilly evening, and we'll tell you why here in a moment. This is Robert Petrich, who was last year's San Diego section kicker of the year, to try the extra point here. And he bangs this one through, and just like that, 7-0 Granite Hills.
Well, first Benitez taking a shot, one-on-one coverage. The safety doesn't get over in time, and this is a dime right over the outside shoulder of Brendan Lewis. Look, there's a little contact, one-arm catch to pull it in. Talk about chemistry, quarterback and receiver. And then just the read outside, does a great job. Benitez does reading that end. He stays wide, you hand it off inside, and then Max Turner takes care of the rest.
There you take a look at Coach Cobbs. Now, I said he's in shorts on this chilly evening. Last time he wore pants was the last time they lost. So he's worn these same pair of shorts, these lucky shorts, since they started the winning streak. And here they are, having won 21 games in a row. And I'm sure he's laundered them, but he certainly has worn them each and every night. As we mentioned, probably be in the 40s when it's all said and done here.
Channeling in his Matt Logan from Corona Centennial in the shorts, and also how quick they scored. That was some Centennial speed, and you expect nothing less from one of the coaches of the year this season in Kellen Cobbs.
Of course, he could get away with it last year as Petrich kicks this one deep, and that would have been because they played the 12 o'clock game at Saddleback College when they won the state championship. On the return here, that is DJ Lee, and he gets it to the 21-yard line. That's where we'll get our first look at Luke Fahey, and if he stays healthy, the only look at quarterback that the Mission Viejo Diablos will give you tonight, because as Nikki Kay reported, Drayden Trudeau out with a concussion. They also have a third running back, Devontae Curtis, a sophomore, out with a concussion as well. And those things happen when you're playing December football.
Yeah, impressive numbers by Fahey, even splitting time with Trudeau, and a heartbreaker for the junior quarterback and Drayden Trudeau being out.
So the drive starts at the 21-yard line for the Diablos, who went 11-3 this year. CIF Southern Section Division II champs. Beat Servite last week on this very field. They're running on first down. They give it to Hines Ward, Lilo Mayava. And he's out to the right and gains about 3 yards.
Good job by Fahey, saving the snap, a little bit low snap, was able to give it out to Lilo Mayava as we look at the skill guys. Hines Ward leads it out. The running backs, Chase Walowski as well, and then Spafford, we mentioned, impact player, and Phillip Bell and Lee. And then how about the fellows up front? One of the best offensive lines in the CIF Southern section with Bates, Carby, Lancaster, Disbro, and Stroller. One of the Mission Viejo traditional families here in town.
2nd and 8. And they pitch it. And a run again right, and it's going to be awfully close to the first down marker, as that is Lilo Mayava again. Came into this game 20 rush yards shy of 1,000 yards for the season.
Good job by the guys up front. You got two guys pulling, the center and the guard out in space. And this is one of the best defensive lines that Mishville have played all year. They've played some talented ones. Servite last week out of the Trinity League. So keep an eye in the trenches. That's where this game is going to be won. With all these guys tight up front for Granite Hills.
3rd and short. Mission Viejo returned 2 starters on the offensive line from last year's team that was in Division I. Beat Corona Centennial only to lose to St. John Bosco in the postseason. And they give it again on a dive to Lilo Mayava, and he is just gobbled up for a loss to the backfield, back at the 28-yard line. And getting in there was Rowan Haynes. He's a senior. He, too, a baseball player. He's committed to play at Seattle U.
Well, the D-line started in tight, and then they shifted out. Mission Viejo thought they could run inside, and that thing just closed in a hurry. These guys are not only physical, they are fast up front for Granite Hills, one of the most impressive defensive fronts in SoCal.
So they're going to have to punt on 4th down and 3, and they'll send Michael Salgado back. He's an Arizona commit. Averages 40 yards per punt with a long of 60.
Yeah.
He gets into this one. A fair catch signaled for at the 36-yard line. Gathered and brought in there by Trevor Smith. And so a 3-and-out for the high-powered Diablos offense here to start this Division I AA championship game.
And I still can't get over how fast they scored on the Diablo defense. I can't remember the last time I've seen that, with how much talented players and how well coached Mission Viejo is. But, nothing should surprise you with Granite Hills. This is a team that was 2 touchdown underdogs to Carlsbad and to San Diego Lincoln. They are very well coached and a ton of talent, as we see already.
And they're going to run again this time. Pablo Jackson moving right, and then Jackson gets hammered at the 41. Down to the field, and Nikki K we go.
Well, you've talked about Zachary Benitez as a freshman, right? But he is no stranger to the championship culture this program has been building. He told me he was on the field for Granite Hills State Championship last year. Coach Cobbs had been building that relationship with him, invited him out to the game, and he said it was so electric to see this team win, and I can't wait to hopefully lead my team to another state championship this time around, guys.
Thanks, Nikki. He was looking for Brendan Lewis right there on second down. Goes right through his hands, so it's another 3rd down, which has not been a problem for the young Zach Benitez, who didn't play as an 8th grader locally out in El Cajon in San Diego because they didn't have a 14U team, so instead he went up and played in the La Costa area for Nick Barnett, and his Del Norte team is in a state championship game at a lower level, or at least a regional championship game. And we've got a penalty marker, the second one that we've seen here with Mission Viejo on defense in this game.
I think you might have had a D lineman in the neutral zone. It's an encroachment on the Diablos, if the call is.
A false start. It's going to be 5 yards backing up Granite Hills. Now, they played behind the sticks on the first drive, and on a 4th down and 12, converted a huge play down to the 5-yard line to set up the game's opening score.
And speaking of conversion, getting back to what Nikki was saying about Benitez, kid is just so poised. Had a game-winning touchdown pass on 4th down versus St. Augustine. The team will see in the championship game tomorrow against St. Bonaventure.
Big 3rd down here. Pressure comes from the edge. He throws high out right, incomplete. That was intended for Brendan Lewis again. So now that brings up a 4th down, but this is not 4-down territory like it was a few moments ago when they converted on the big 4th and 12. Instead, on 4th and 12 here, they will punt as they drop Brendan Lewis back. But I will tell you this, Brendan Lewis is quite the athlete. A couple of times this year, 2 or 3 times, as Coach said, he's actually taken off and run for a 1st down. So it kind of keeps the punt return team, not rushing as much. They send a couple there. Keeps them honest, if you will. That one fielded at the 20. And this is Travis Anderson, who's Boise State bound. There he's bound out for the 36-yard line. So a good rebound, I think, by the Diablos defensively there on that second drive for Granite Hills here.
Yeah, should have been a conversion on that 3rd down from Benitez to Lewis. That was one of those sticks routes. You get to the sticks, it'll come back on the outside. It was just a little too high for Lewis to pull in. So a missed opportunity for Granite Hills on that 3rd down. See if Mission Viejo can put a drive together.
Viejo's won 6 straight here to end the season. Quite storied program, right? 8 section championships in the history of the school, and was last in a regional game on this very field against the Helix Highlanders. That was a terrific game 8 years ago. 32-28. Mission Viejo won. The Schooler brothers were playing for the Diablos. Nate Stinson for Helix. And Helix happens to be,
great Bob Johnson.
Helix happens to be Granite Hills' league down in San Diego. And here's our first sack of the game. And that's Travis Ford from the edge. 6'3", 255-pound senior edge rusher. It's going to be a loss of 5, and here's the starters. Demaris, as good as they come from the edge.
Yeah, I know. You want him to go to Arizona. I know that, partner.
He was a verbal commit.
Well, Talea Polak, you just saw Ford on the sack. Bertolon, and then Hayes. Tremendous front 7 for Granite Hills, and then a very talented back end as well with Smith, Maddox, Glaze, Vance, and Ramirez.
Under the stewardship of defensive coordinator Vinny Sanfilippo, they run a 4-2-5. Empty backfield now for the sophomore quarterback Fahey. Pressure comes, he steps into a throw deep and will overthrow Phillip Bell who is a USC verbal commit with a lot of speed.
And a missed opportunity there from Fahey. Was double coverage over the middle. And a receiver, I believe that was Marcus Keir, maybe on the outside, going up the right end, uncovered. Little blown coverage by Granite Hills. So they're lucky they didn't get burned on that one. And you look at Fahey, the quarterback, one of the best quarterback coaches, not only a head coach, but a quarterback coach in the Southern section in Chad Johnson. We know he's at Bosco for many years, OC quarterback coach with some of the best, and done a tremendous job here. So a great asset that Fahey has in Coach Chad Johnson.
It's going to be a tough third down, 3rd and 15. Fahey has time, fires left, got a man open, and it's dropped. Oh my goodness, that's Vance Spafford that we talked about, the sophomore, with a team leading 74 catches on the season. They're just not in sync here tonight, partner.
Yeah, I was surprised there wasn't a flag here. There was some contact right before the ball got there. Got beat on coverage. Take a look right here, some contact. I thought we might have seen a penalty flag. That definitely was an intrusion on Spafford, not able to pull that ball in.
So Salgado is going to have to punt for the second time. Back deep to receive will be Trevor Smith. Smith again signals fair catch and will come up and grab it about the same area he did last time. And the drive will start at the 32-yard line for the Granite Hills Eagles when we return. 6:21 to go, opening quarter here from Mission Viejo. The Eagles lead at 7-0. Granite Hills scores on the game's opening drive. Since then, nothing but 3 and outs for both sides. Take a look at the Eagles' road to a regional title game, which they're playing here tonight under the direction of Helen Cobbs in his 12th season and semifinal win over Carlsbad. They went for 2 in overtime to beat Alabama-bound quarterback Julian Sayin and his Lancers. And then last week had a goal line stance against defending state champ Lincoln at this level. And they won in front of a huge crowd at Snapdragon Stadium in San Diego.
Yeah, we know about the talent, but a big part of that is Coach Cobbs and his staff. The decisions they make in tight situations, and him coaching at San Diego State back in the day has really helped him in the preparation, how he prepares these guys. It's really like a college program, Steve, and you see it in some of those tight games against some of the best teams in the state in Carlsbad and San Diego Lincoln.
Well, they're making some silly mistakes here, and for the second consecutive drive, because of a false start against the offensive line, they'll be playing behind the sticks. This time, it's on first down, but a 1st and 15 back at the 27-yard line.
Watch out.
And here's a run, and the hole opens up right there for Pablo Jackson. He cuts back, gets caught from behind, but has a first down as he gets to the 38-yard line.
Mission Viejo was in cover 1. That's one high safety, man coverage, and pre-snap, the safety started going to the right side of the field, and they ran away from it. Huge run on first down.
And Benitez to throw left, and the catch made at the 35-yard line.
Take a look. Everyone was on the right side of the field. Look at the hole. He's able to get to the outside. Nice little jump cut right here to get some more yards before being brought down from behind. And look at the tempo of Granite Hills right back on the ball. Hurry up.
Josh Zander made the last stop. Here's a run by Max Turner, and he's met right at the line of scrimmage and dumped for a loss. So they give the yards back. That's Jonathan Asunzia, a senior with his 99th tackle of the season, and happens to be his 22nd tackle for a loss on the year.
Tremendous talent for the Diablos.
Big 3rd and 9 here. They block the edge well. Pass is complete, but it's going to be well short of the first down. That's Zander, who's a nationally ranked cornhole player. The senior hauling in what is his 48th catch of the season.
Yeah, take a look at that beard, too.
Yep, but now it's for, what does Coach say? He's like a Duck Dynasty kind of guy.
Yeah.
So you're in 4-down territory now on the plus side of the field, where they'll go for it for the second time on 4th down. When they went for it on the opening drive, they were able to convert a 4th and 12 into a big play down to the 5-yard line.
So Cobb sees what Mission Viejo is in pre-snap. Looks like cover 0. And now he shifts. Got to bunch that off to the left. Another check with me. They see what the defense is in. He's going to get the call from Cobb's now best situation, and they're going to call a timeout.
They're going to spend it here with 4:33 to go in this opening quarter of play, what is the 3rd drive of the game for Granite Hills. Finally, somebody has a first down. Matter of fact, Mission Viejo, partner, does not have a first down yet in this game.
Yeah, very rare for a Chad Johnson coached offense to not have a first down as we near the end of the first quarter. And speaking of coaches, that's what I'm looking at. This is really a chess match between Kellen Cobbs, a head coach, offensive coordinator for Granite Hills, and then Coach Payton, the defensive coordinator for Mission Viejo. And so much tradition with these coaches. Interesting, Coach Payton played for Bob Johnson, the legendary coach here in Mission Viejo, at El Toro back in the day. And then Chad Johnson played for Coach Payton at El Toro. And then Coach Payton actually helped Chad Johnson get the job here. And now Chad Johnson is really the boss of his old coach in Coach Payton. So much tradition here at Mission Viejo. And you mentioned the defense for Granite Hills in a 4-2-5. Mission Viejo showing the same thing. That's 4 down linemen, 2 backers, and then 5 defensive backs. It's where you get that nickel term, that 5th defensive back. For everyone that hears that nickel, what does that mean? So you see Mission Viejo right now in a 2-high safety look, man on the outside.
Trying to convert their second 4th down in plus territory. Lobbed up there. Diving catch made by Xander at the 10, and they have done it one more time. That's a 23-yard pickup and another Granite Hills first down. They've had 4 big plays in this opening quarter.
Yeah, nicely executed smash concept. You throw the hitch on the outside, the corner from the slot, and what a passing catch.
They go back to the ground game, and it's Turner, and Turner gets grabbed and pulled down inside the 10-yard line.
Josh Ander, one of the toughest receivers in the southern section. Just look at full extension on this corner route. That's a receiver using his hands. And speaking of hands, guy is tough as well. Had a broken finger early in the year. Fought back. Actually had a 4th quarter game-winning catch versus Carlsbad.
And here is Turner, and Turner is going to get tracked down from behind as he gets to about the 8-yard line. That's Kane Nolte with his 42nd tackle of the season. He's a sophomore. And Turner heads quickly to the sideline. Will give way to Pablo Jackson.
A lot of separation on the left side, man coverage.
3rd down, Xander in motion. They throw it out right, and the catch is made at the 2-yard line by Xander again. And what a performance he's had here on this drive.
And you cannot put this ball in any better of a spot if you're Zach Benitez. Tight coverage by Mission Viejo. Nice little whip route, and he throws it up and away where only Xander can catch it. And now Granite Hill's knocking on the door.
Yep, didn't get enough for the first down. He's about a yard shy, so they'll bring some different personnel on here.
Heavy set.
Yeah.
To the right yard. Wildcat now. It's Pablo Jackson, and Jackson trying to run for the first down, and I think he got it at the 1-yard line. So they snuck Benitez out, and taking the Wildcat snap there was Jackson, and he's got enough to set him up for 1st and goal at the 1.
Do it again.
Looking to take a 13-0 lead here. Here's Jackson, moves right to the goal line, dives, and he's in. Touchdown. Pablo Jackson with his 12th rushing touchdown of the season, and it's 13-0 Granite Hills.
Nice job by Jackson on the direct snap, getting behind that big offensive line for Granite Hills. It's a good effort by the edge of Mission Viejo, but not enough as Jackson's able to sneak it in past the goal line.
Here's Petrich. He's only missed 1 extra point on the season. He's 50 of 51. And he puts that one right through. And a little bit of a slice on it there, partner, like one of my golf shots. Josh Xander has been outstanding on that drive.
Yeah.
And again, a nationally ranked cornhole player with his dad, if you can believe that.
Well, look at the hands again on the corner route to convert. Get the first down, and then look at this. Right outside shoulder is being held a little bit. Perfect ball from Benitez. And talk about chemistry from quarterback to wide receiver.
Let's go back and check in with Nikki K. Nikki?
That word chemistry that you just mentioned there between Benitez and Xander that we witnessed on that drive. I got to speak with Benitez pregame, and I asked him about his relationship with his senior wide receiver, and he told me, listen, Josh is a dog. He'll do whatever it takes to get the ball in his hands. And one of the very first things Josh tells him every day before practice, before a game, he tells Zach, whenever you throw the ball, I'm going to go up and get it. And guys, we just got to watch that right there.
It's amazing. This is a freshman quarterback in Zach Benitez, who has led his team on 2 scoring drives in the opening quarter and has converted on 2 4th downs in plus territory. Something else as he tries to get to 13-0 to start his young career. And here is DJ Lee Jr., who's got a lot of speed and gets it up to the 34-yard line. And Mission Viejo will have their 3rd possession of the first quarter. Luke Fahey is the quarterback with Drayden Trudeau, the guy who rotates in, out because of a concussion. And so far, Mission Viejo, much to everybody's surprise, does not have a first down in this game yet. Nothing but 2 3-and-outs.
Yeah, this is where I expect Chad Johnson, the offensive coordinator, quarterback coach, really open things up. You've got 4 wide receivers now and get the ball out of Fahey hands quickly to his receivers out in space.
From the 35-yard line, he's throwing and coming back to get it to the 40 for a catch, which will result in a first down and then some. And we'll get him into plus territory. And that grab is the first of the game by Vance Spafford, who now has a team-high 75 receptions as he picks up 17 yards in the first down.
Good route combination by the Diablos. A lot of space for Spafford that time. Got to figure some things out coverage-wise for Granite Hills. You cannot give 13 that much space with the ball.
Those are impressive numbers you just saw on the screen. They're going to throw it here on a little wide receiver screen to Phillip Bell. Bell's got a couple of yards to the 45-yard line. Back to Spafford, who his coach says is an elite wide receiver.
Stick right inside. Just look at all that space. You see the moves. He's able to make a couple guys miss and get those yaks yards after the catch for a big first down. Got to target 13 as much as you can, and if they're going to double cover him, that'll open someone up with these talented wide receivers, 4 wide.
They had a great wide receiving crew last year. And a throw and a catch there. It's Phillip Bell, and he's got the 2nd first down on this drive for Mission Viejo. Remember that group last year? Jackson Holman, who's now at Arizona, Mikey Matthews, who figured prominently in the offense for Utah. Those guys leave. They had nothing but senior receivers last year for their Division I playoff run. And they graduate them all, and now they come back with maybe an even better core and a younger core at that.
You know, Chad Johnson is always going to have great receivers for his quarterbacks here at Mission Viejo.
First down from the 36-yard line. Fahey is going to run it himself. Fahey's got a first down, and Fahey's out of bounds at the 24-yard line. And that's their 3rd first down of this drive. And so they made the necessary adjustments while they've had the time on the sideline.
Yeah, nice little recon quarterback draw for Mission Viejo. You have the 4 wide receivers all left. And then you have the running back motion out, try to get the defense moving horizontally. And then Fahey's able to make a nice run off the right side. I think you got to be careful to protect not only the football, but protecting himself. Because as he gets injured, knocked out of this game, not a lot of depth at quarterback with Trudeau out. So you got to be careful and smart running the football for Fahey.
He's a dual threat quarterback averaging 6 yards a carry. He's going to hand it off here, and this is high toward Lilo Mayava. He runs for a pickup of 7 yards. He's going to bring up 2nd down and short, and now this offense starting to go.
Yeah, Lilo Mayava, you see the strength and the speed, a little cutback ability by number 5, plays and runs with a ton of heart. A lot of that is from his father, Mr. Lilo Mayava, rest in peace. He's got a tattoo of his dad on his forearm and tries to play for him every game.
2nd and short inside the red zone. Fahey over the middle, throws it high. Was looking for DJ Lee, a 6'3 junior. Comes in with 15 catches, does his best work on the defensive side, is one of the elite cornerbacks coming up in the class of 2025 next year.
Yeah, that's one that Fahey would want to have back. Anytime you miss a 6'3 receiver high, especially over the middle, never want to be high. Missed opportunity because Lee had a lot of space to run with that football. As we see a good shot from camera crew of head coach Chad Johnson.
3rd and 3.
The shift by the defensive front again by Granite Hills.
Fahey looks to the sideline now. We'll get an audible in. Fahey barking out those signals.
Man coverage to the left side of the field and zone on the right side with safety help.
Final seconds of this opening quarter. They're going to run it. And it's Lilo Mayava, and he runs into Travis Ford, but has enough for the first down as they bring him down at the 5-yard line. And once they reset the chains and the clock, that might be the final play of this opening quarter.
Spread everyone out and then run it right up the middle. Good job by the fellows up front, giving Hines Ward, Lilo Maiava a seam inside, and then just look at the strength and the power pulling Granite Hill defenders with him.
See if they can get this play off. I don't think they're going to have enough time, and they will not. So when we return, it'll be 1st and goal from the 5-yard line for the Mission Viejo Diablos, trying to cut this 14-0 lead in half. We're here at the 2023 CIF SoCal Division 1AA Regional Bowl game from South Orange County. Well, we start the quarter here in Mission Viejo with Mission Viejo Diablos on a little bit of a roll right here. They picked up their first downs in 3 drives. They're knocking on the door here. 1st and goal from the 5-yard line. Fahey and company, the sophomore quarterback, first-year starter. And he's going to hand it off, and they're going to run, and plowing his way through, barreling, whatever adjective you want to use, Hines Ward, Lilo Maiava. And that is his 15th rushing touchdown of the season.
And that is how you pound the rock. We know that Granite Hills has a big line. Well, so does Mission Viejo. And this drive has been all Hines Ward, Lilo Maiava. Give them the ball again and running with conviction, pounding it into the end zone and finally get the Diablos on the board.
Took him a while to finally get a 1st down, put together a drive after a couple of 3-and-outs. 2 punts. They get it going. And now, not quite sure whether they want to kick the extra point or go for 2 right here. They have Fahey out there.
They're missing someone, personnel. They're short a guy, and Fahey, the holder, like a quarterback, recognizing personnel, and they're missing someone up front.
Yeah, well, it's a big guy, too, and Titus Miller's got to come in right to the right of the long snapper here. This is Salgado, who's headed to Arizona on a scholarship, and the little chip shot PAT is through, and the lead is cut in half. So just 6 seconds into this second quarter, and Mission Viejo is finally on the scoreboard as they trail Granite Hills 14-7.
Now that's the Division II champion that we've seen this year, and most notably last week beating a very talented Servite team out of the Trinity League. Look at number 5, inside A-gap. Good job by the fellows up front. You see the cutback ability, and not just the speed, but the strength of number 5, carrying big Granite Hill defenders with him. Say, hey, let's stick with the big guy up front, gets the block, and then take a look at this. Boom, pounding his way into the end zone. I love watching Lilo Maiava run the rock.
Yep. After that drive and all the carries he had there, he's up over 1,000 yards, becomes the first Mission Viejo Diablo running back this season to gain 1,000 yards. Volowski is a little over 600, and then Devontae Curtis is now out a little over 300. Of course, Fahey and Trudeau with their fair share of running from the quarterback spot.
Yep. And we've had the pleasure of seeing Hines Ward, Lilo Maiava these past few seasons, and you mentioned his father, big Steelers fan, Hines Ward fan, named his son after him. May he rest in peace. And number 5 runs with heart for dad every week.
Salgado about to kick this one off. Back deep is Pablo Jackson. Every kick has been short so far, and this one will be short as well. And it's going to be fielded here by Brendan Lewis, and Lewis cuts back. A flag comes out at the 20. He escapes and is out to the 27-yard line before they finally bring Houdini down here, but hold everything for the penalty.
Well, everyone talks about offense and defense. You can't forget about that third fast and special teams. Some great blocking by Granite Hills on the return. Some big hits down on the field we could hear up in the broadcast booth.
This is going to be drive number 4 here for the Granite Hills Eagles. Holding on the return team, so the starting field position is going to be a little further back here for Zach Benitez and company. He's had some long fields here on all 3 of his scoring drives. On 2 of the 3, the freshman quarterback has been able to orchestrate a scoring drive, and his team's out in front 14-7 as they look to win their 22nd consecutive game and defend their state championship, although they're playing 3 levels higher. Another flag comes out from the back judge. A run right there. I'm not sure what he saw so far back there. Hold everything. It was a run by Max Turner. Here's Mark Milson.
Sideline.
Yeah, sideline warning. So It's going against Mission Viejo, and they get the warning, and the result of the play will be no gain. So they stop Turner at the line of scrimmage. Brings up 2nd down and 10 here for Benitez.
Great shot of the Mission Viejo staff, one of the best in the state.
And they're running and right through, and you want to talk about a pounding run there. Pablo Jackson, part of that state championship team as a sophomore. He put his head down and winds up gaining 5.
And that's how you get 300-yard plus rushing gain. When you run with conviction, put your head down like that.
Here's a handoff as Granite Hills tries to convert their first 3rd down of the game, and they're not going to be able to. The defense there, led by Asuncio, swallows up the ball carrier for Chad Johnson's team. And now it's 4th down. So Granite Hills is 0 for 5 on 3rd downs now in the game. 3 for 3 on 4th down. But of course, this is another 4th down from negative territory that you certainly don't want to go for as you look at Chad Johnson in his 6th season.
51 and 15. Tremendous record by Chad Johnson after coming over from St. John Bosco after winning some CIF state and national championships over in Bellflower. Just has continued the winning tradition here following the great Bob Johnson.
Brendan Lewis gets the punt off. Going to take a bounce right at the 50-yard line, and staying away from it there is the Boise State-bound Travis Anderson. He'll be down to the 41-yard line. So, 2nd 3 and out for Granite Hills. They've had 2 3 and outs and 2 long scoring drives. They'll give it right back to Mission Viejo, who will have it for a 4th time. For the Diablos, their Southern Section Playoff Division II, they had to play 4 games. They beat that unbeaten Palos Verdes team, and a Good Oaks Christian team, Murrieta Valley, and then Servite, standing room only here inside this stadium last week to capture their 8th section championship. Only their 2nd ever regional game. Fahey, play fake, he's throwing, steps into it, and overthrows his intended target again, the USC-bound little Bell. What did they say about Bell? They said, Chad Johnson told us, 50-50 balls, right? They're always talking about that. But with a guy as good as Phillip Bell, we don't call a 50-50 ball that. We call it an 80-20 ball.
Yeah. Oh, tremendous ball skills by Bell, and you see how he got by coverage. And that was Fahey just leading him too much, because if he caught that, he would have been gone. There was no one else behind him. Missed opportunity for Mission Viejo, but you see the speed of Phillip Bell.
Play fake again, a quick little throw. They get into the hands of Bell to show off his athleticism, and he gets grabbed from behind by the 2-time Defensive Conference Player of the Year down in San Diego, and that would be Jordan Glaze.
Little tunnel screen to Bell, and as you mentioned, Glaze getting off the block and getting to the ball quick, doing what he's been doing all season long. It's something that this defense just prides himself in, swarming and getting to the football in a hurry.
Conference they play in is the Grossmont Hills Conference with Helix in there. It's a good one, and he's been the 2-time Defensive Player of the Year. Pressure comes. Yep, Glaze was blitzing, stepping into the throw. High, caught right at the 1st down marker, and that is a great catch by T.J. Lee, and he's into plus territory, down at the 32 for Diablo's 1st down.
We talk about Spafford, we talk about Bell, don't forget about DJ Lee, that talented 6'3", that 4th receiver that comes in. Good job by Fahey, stepping up in the pocket and drives this deep curl route. Lee goes up, climbs a ladder, and then breaks some tackles. Tremendous catch and run by Lee.
27 yards and a 1st down sets him up at the 33. Fahey has plenty of time, puts it up, got a man wide open, it's caught, touchdown. Who else? Vance Spafford, his 21st of the season. Boy, there was nobody over there at all, partner. It's a 1-point game.
Yeah, that's what we call blown coverage. Cover 2, the corner lets the receiver go by, expecting safety help over the top. Safety's not over there on time. As you mentioned, a wide open wide receiver. We got a ball game.
Looking for our first tie of the game. It was a 14-0 lead for Granite Hills. It's even at 14 now. About to be even at 14 if Salgado can make the extra point here. And he's straight through, and it's even with 8:58 to go before halftime. I can't believe how wide open he was over there.
Nice little run fake inside. You think he's going to throw it underneath, and you can see the corner looking, where's my safety help? Doesn't get over, and Spafford can't give him that much space, and that's just an easy pitch and catch from Fahey to Vance Spafford.
Yeah, Fahey with his 23rd touchdown throw of the season. Down to Nikki K we go.
Every player on Mission Viejo I spoke to this week mentioned October 13th as the turning point of their season. That was the date they lost to San Clemente, and it served as a huge wake-up call here at home. And after that loss, seniors in the locker room stepped up and spoke and addressed the team, and none was so powerful as the voice and message of Jack Moronga. And when I asked Moronga what he said to this team that night, he told me his message was simple. We got to have each other's backs. We can't be pointing fingers. It's not a one-man job. It's a team job. And guys, from that point on, Mission Viejo went on to win every game by double digits nonetheless. And now they find themselves hopefully one win away from what they want to be a berth in the state championship game.
Thanks, Nikki. They went 11-3 on the season. There are only 3 losses to Long Beach Poly and St. John's out of Washington, D.C., where they traveled. And then, of course, the aforementioned loss to San Clemente, which turned things around. They're on a 6-game winning streak right now.
Good stuff, Nikki. It's all about relationships with these guys. It's one thing I love about sports, and specifically high school football, is how emotional it can be, and these guys have to be bonded. I mentioned Jack Matranga and Travis Anderson. These guys, best friends, have known each other for so long, and their relationship extends far beyond the football field.
From the 20 for Benitez. He just kind of lobs it up there, and it got intercepted. Picked off. That's just the 3rd interception thrown by Benitez. Trey Tolmere grabbed it. However, there's a flag, and it might be a pass interference in coming back here. This is a Boise State commit, much like Travis Anderson, who shares the same backfield as Tolmere. Now it's going to be holding against Trey Tolmere. And so not only does it wipe out the interception partner, but it gives them first down.
Yeah, take a look up top there, locked up. Yeah, I think that could have gone both ways. I was a little surprised to see that call. I thought he got his hands off before the ball was thrown. Again, there can be contact before the football is thrown. Tolmere surprised. Benitez got to protect the football.
Here's Turner trying to get the edge, and Turner just barrels over a man and is out of bounds on that far sideline for a pickup of 5 yards.
A huge break, I believe, for Benitez and Granite Hills. That contact was within 5 yards, and I thought that Tolmere got his hands off before the ball was thrown. But I don't think the side judge had seen the timing of the release of the football. He just saw them locked up and threw the flag. So see if Granite Hills can take advantage.
Yeah, there's some early movement. Diablo's pointing that it was Rowdy Seda. And it was Rowdy Seda, the false start. So they give back the 5 yards that they just gained a moment ago.
Yeah, a rare penalty by Seda, 3-year starter, one of the main leaders for Granite Hills.
Really big physical offensive line at the center spot. Keaton Boyce, a Saints transfer. They kind of threw him into the mix after an injury in week 1 against Mission Hills. Here's another throw, and that goes in and out of the hands of Tristan Diaz. He's a sophomore who has 12 catches coming in, but he couldn't keep his mitts glued to that one.
I think that was miscommunication on the routes by Diaz and Lewis. They were really close to each other, and I don't think Diaz expected the ball to go to him. It was in his hands for a second, couldn't pull it in, but you saw some of the communication afterwards between him and Lewis. I think there might have been miscommunication in regard to their route package.
Another big 3rd down. They have not converted yet on one. Here's a high throw, and it's incomplete. Boy, his throws have really been high. That time he's looking for Brendan Lewis, the ASU baseball commit. Something's off here with Benitez tonight. And they're going to have to punt for the 3rd time in the first half. It was Travis Anderson, who's Boise State bound on the coverage.
Well, right now I think Granite Hills has to get more separation in their route packages. Guys are really close to each other, and that's resulting in Benitez throwing it into traffic. Nearly had a couple interceptions. So right now I think they need to just simplify things and get guys out more in space as opposed to so tight to each other. Lucky that it wasn't another interception.
Brendan Lewis standing back at the 15-yard line to punt here with 8:33 to go in the second quarter. They come after it. They nearly get to it. Travis Anderson says stay away from it. Takes a big Granite Hills Eagles bounce and will roll dead just inside the 30-yard line. And we come back. The Diablos, led by sophomore quarterback Luke Fahey, have a chance to take their first lead of this 1AA regional bowl game. Well, Mission Viejo with a chance to take their first lead of the game after trailing 14-0 early on here in this 1AA SoCal Regional Bowl game. Steve Quiss, Chris Ricks with you, and Fahey and company back out on the field. Empty backfield. Drive starts at the 30-yard line. Fahey has plenty of time. Now the pocket closes. He rolls out, being chased, and will tiptoe out of bounds up at the 32-yard line for a gain of 2.
Smart decision by Luke Fahey, not forcing anything. Had a trips wide receiver bunch set to the left. Motion running back out there. Just did not like the look. Able to pick up a few off the right side.
Fahey, a first-year starter who took over for Caden Samanza after Caden graduated. Went on to play in 4 games for Ball State this season.
Yeah.
Out of a MAC. Look at the young quarterback.
Trip set now spread out. Look at the 10-yard cushion in coverage. A nice little bubble, little now route out to the left side.
He's a 62% passer. Another low snap. Pocket holds up. He rolls out. He's got a lot of room to run for the first down. He does. And is chased out of bounds by Demarion White on that far sideline. But he's got a first down. Move those chains for Mission Viejo.
Almost a carbon copy play of the last one. You overload everyone to the left side, you get man coverage, and that opens up a lot of turf for the athletic Luke Fahey to run for a first down.
Well, both teams have a state title on their resume. Granite Hills won theirs last year in 2A. They moved up 3 divisions this season after winning the San Diego Section Open Division title. They went 12-0. They've won 21 straight. Meantime, 2015 was the last magical year for Mission Viejo under Bob Johnson.
Yep.
That's when they won their one and only championship. They went 16-0 that year. An end around, a run by Spafford, and he finally got caught by Glaze. About 3 yards shy of the first down. Will bring up a second and short.
Jet sweep right to left, and Demarion White had Spafford in the backfield, but you see the tremendous speed by number 13 to get to the edge on that last play. White was there, just could not bring in the very strong and fast Spafford on the jet sweep. Second and short now for MV.
Right at the 50-yard line, Mission Viejo has doubled the time of possession on Granite Hills. And they've scored 14 unanswered after going down 14-0 in the first quarter. They certainly made the adjustments. They didn't have a first down on their first 2 drives of the game. They hand off here, and there's nothing. Nowhere to run between the tackles.
Good zone read by Fahey. Defensive end come upfield. You give it inside, but that's on the interior defensive lineman for Granite Hills. Holding their water, bringing up 3rd short.
They stop Lilo Mayava for no gain. Perfect. Here's the handoff, and right through the middle, Lilo Mayava with a first down run. Needed 2, and winds up picking up about 12 as first down.
All offensive line up front for the Diablos. Getting it done. Scroll of Disbro, Lancaster, and the boys open it up in the middle in that A and B gap for Lilo Mayava. Number 5 takes care of the rest.
And they're blocking the likes of Moshi Talia, who's 6'1", 265, and a returning All-CIF player. Fahey takes off. White trying to chase him. He gets past. White gets past another, puts it into a second gear, and has a first down at the 15-yard line.
Luke Fahey with a little razzle-dazzle. Looked like he was going to take a big hit on the perimeter.
23 yards and a first down for Viejo, who averages 6 yards a carry.
Watch this right. He's going to do another one here. Nice job by number 3, the quarterback, with an impressive run.
And we've got a stoppage in play right now. Injured player leaving. Tyler Bertaland, who's a senior linebacker, had to come off. Ball will be on the right hash. He's across from us trying to just gain his wind. Maybe got a little wind knocked out of him.
Viejo channeling his inner Lamar Jackson.
This is something else. They've always been a very balanced team, and they have been here tonight. Under 6 minutes to go before the half. Trying to take their first lead of the game after trailing 14-0. Granite Hills scored on 2 of their first 3 drives. Converted 2 big 4th down plays against the Diablos defense. And right through the middle again. And a spin move and down to the 1-yard line goes Milo Maava. What a strong runner. I mean, this guy looks like Jerome Betts. Anybody remember Jerome Betts from Notre Dame and the Rams?
The bus.
He is tall, but man, he's built like the bus.
Granite Hills had 3 safeties back. They had 2 corners on the outside in man coverage, and then they were expecting pass. And what did that do? That thinned out the box. They only had 6 inside, and that was able to open things up for Lilo Maava in the run game. Now they're all bunched in tight. 2 blocking backs in front of number 5.
First and goal from the 2, and they give it to Lilo Maava, and he's just stopped short at the 1-yard line. Took a big hit. They stood him up, knocked him over. Gets a yard. Will be second and goal from the 1, and it's Jordan Glaze again with his 70th tackle of the season.
Yeah, Glaze is impressive, getting penetration in the backfield. It's good to see number 5 get up on that one. Got a hard hit from behind. Went down awkwardly, so good to see Heinz Ward, Lilo Maava get back up after that impressive tackle by Glaze.
I was worried on that one. Glaze has an offer from Western Illinois. Push. And on the push, a flag comes out. 1 official signals touchdown on that push.
And the referee that threw the flag signal touchdown.
It's going to be a penalty against Chad Johnson in Mission Viejo. And they'd already been warned for a sideline warning 1 time.
Well, they're going to give him a flag for pushing him into the end zone.
So they've relaxed the rules on other levels, but not here. So that cost them 5 yards for the push. They get to replay the down. It'll be second down.
And Coach Johnson's calling a timeout because he wants to talk to the other side judge who made that call.
That's why from the side judge, that's the second time I thought maybe they had flagged him for a sideline warning again, which would have been a penalty this time for the second time. Not the case. They got him with the push.
I was surprised to see the call as well. And we see that every week when the ball carrier's out in space and he's got linemen helping to push him for a first down or into the end zone. And Chad Johnson is very surprised at that call as well.
Mark Milsom talking with Chad Johnson. He's not going to win the 5 yards back. This gives Granite Hills a chance at a little breather on defense. As Mission Viejo looks to score for the 3rd consecutive time. Remember those first 2 drives, nothing but 3 and outs. They were down 14-0, and now they've possessed it the last 3 times. They've got in the end zone twice and are sitting right here at the 6-yard line on a second and goal. Granite Hills defense has been outstanding all year. Bending, not breaking. They've won 21 in a row. Can they make a stop here, much like they made against Lincoln, the defending state champs at this level 2 weeks ago? Eagles have been off for 2 weeks. Here's a handoff, and again a spin move. And it's Milo Maava being stopped again. Shoestring tackle. Guess who comes up? Again, Glaze. The gym rat, his coach says. Parents own a gym in San Diego, and he's always in there. He's always doing something workout related or football related, and it's paid off.
Surprised they don't own a donut shop. But a gym is much better than a donut shop.
So here's a big play here. 3rd and goal from the 2-yard line.
Heavy package, everyone's in, couple blockers.
Just can't push this time.
Haven't stopped number 5 tonight.
And it's Lilo Maava again, cuts back, and he's in for the touchdown. And It's his second touchdown of this first half. They've scored on 3 straight drives. The Diablos have their first lead of the night. Touchdown comes with 3:59 to go before the half. And the Diablos have found the secret sauce here, partner. It wasn't on the table the first 2 drives, as Salgado comes on to make it a 21-14 game. And Salgado has made his 3rd extra point of this first half, his 50th of the season.
Up front, again, the offensive line getting a push against this big defensive front. The running backs helping with the kick out as well. And it's an easy walk-in for Hines Ward, Lilo Maialva.
Lilo Maialva now with 16 touchdowns on the season. He's up over 1,000 yards rushing, and you see his body of work there. 13 carries, 71 yards, and a pair of touchdowns in the first half. And that was a 10-play, 70-yard drive. And again, more time of possession. They're starting to run down the Eagles defensively here.
And tremendous job by Viejo responding after getting hit in the mouth in the first couple of drives in the ball game. And what I look at there as partner is the schedule. They've scheduled very tough opponents throughout the year, so they're not shy to competition. They just had to get settled in, and we're still looking for Zach Benitez to really get in rhythm for Granite Hills, and uncharted territory for him.
This kind of resembles a little bit of the Carlsbad game that they played where they went back and forth.
Yeah.
And now the pressure squarely on the Eagles here with just under 4 minutes to go before halftime. Can they put together a scoring drive here that will tie it up? This is going to be a touchback as Salgado reaches the end zone. And this drive will start at the 20-yard line, and it hasn't been good for Benitez lately, the freshman who's unbeaten at 12-0. He was really good on 2 of the first 3 drives, but a whole lot of nothing since.
Yeah, I think if you're Kellen Cobbs, the head coach and offensive coordinator now for Granite Hills, you go to the run game. You take a little pressure off Benitez right now. That secondary has been hard to execute against Mission Viejo. And you give the ball to Turner and Pablo Jackson, who's done a good job running the ball. You get behind that big offensive line, and you do not want to give Mission Viejo another possession before going into the locker room.
Max Turner is in the backfield. Benitez rolls out, throws on the run, and the catch is made just shy of the 30-yard line. That's a grab by Brendan Flores, his first of the game. That gives him a short second down here. This is the 3rd regional championship game ever for Granite Hills. They're 1-1 in regional championship games. And there's Turner, and Turner trying to gain the 30 in the first down. Took a big hit, he's awfully close, and they're going to give it to him. Move those chains. Max Turner over 1,100 yards now, 7 yards per carry on the season for the junior. 16 touchdowns.
500-yard games. Hit the century mark. That's impressive.
Against the likes of Helix and Mission Hills and Lincoln, all the teams they played. Here's Pablo Jackson. He's dropped in the backfield. Damian Colentz, a senior, with his 67 tackle of the season. Another one for a loss here. They're so good. I've got to mention this. As a defense, 137 tackles for losses now through 14-plus games, 61.5 sacks. And they've taken it away via the interception 23 times for this Glacier defense. Benitez rolls out, throws again, and caught there by Josh Zander. Zander's going to gain back a little bit of yardage, but now here they are. 3rd downs. They have not been good in this game at 3rd. This is a 3rd and long. They're 0 for 6 are the Eagles on 3rd downs so far in a quarter and a half.
And I am so impressed with Josh Zander. I mean, it kind of reminds me of Cooper Kupp, the way he runs inside the slot. That ball was high and behind, went out, bailed out his quarterback. Made a very impressive catch. An inaccurate ball that time from Benitez.
That's Blue Tejeda, 6 foot, 315-pound senior, 4-year starter, hobbling to the sidelines.
Yeah, heartbreaker for Blue. As you see this one, he's running on a little out route, that ball high and behind. Number 11 makes the adjustment, makes the catch, and takes some hits afterward. Love the heart in the beard from Josh Zander.
Did a good job that time blocking Jaden Williams from the edge. We haven't mentioned him yet. Team leader in tackles for Mission Viejo with 116, 32 for a loss, 15.5 sacks. He's chasing here. Benitez throws sideline, and it's incomplete. And that brings up 4th down, and they're 0 for 7 now in the first half on 3rd downs.
Wow.
Kellen Cobbs, the head coach, is the offensive coordinator and the coach of the year in the San Diego section.
Yep.
He's a Granite Hills graduate himself, along with his parents. That's why he stayed 12 years as a 2005 graduate. And another futile drive for the freshman Benitez, a position he hasn't been in much throughout the first 12 games of his high school football career. And his 3 consecutive punts since the Jackson touchdown put Granite Hills out 14-0. And this one blown dead. Mark Milsom. And it's going to be a 5-yard penalty here against the Diablos, but on 4th and 7, we'll bring up 4th and 2. And now you think that's Brendan Lewis. Remember Kellen Cobbs right there saying, we've turned him loose a couple of times. A great athlete is number 2, the ASU baseball commit as a pitcher.
Yep.
Came in late because he was on a high school baseball summer tour. Played in the Jackie Robinson game. Did number 2 back there in the backfield.
If you have any trick up your sleeve, special teams wise, this is your time to use it. Down the score. Again, you don't want to give Viejo, especially with the tempo of their offense, another possession to run their 2-minute offense.
Lewis goes toward the sideline looking at his coach. Travis Anderson is back deep.
I don't think you're spending that time talking to coach to punt the ball again.
We might have to spend a timeout here. 2:21 to go. 4th down and 2. He is back deep, though. I don't think he's taken off on this one. High snap. And we're going to see his athletic ability here. Will he try and run for it or punt it away? He does punt it away. Gets a terrific one off. That'll bounce at the 30. Look at this thing. He's going to pin him back inside the 10-yard line.
Did you mention he was an athlete? Well, I don't know if they were going to try something, but the snap negated it. But how about Josh Zander saving the day? Take a look. High snap. A lot of punters will just fall on that, but not the athletic Josh Zander. Picks it up, escapes pressure, and then boots it. Talk about flipping the field.
Yeah. He made a decision there. He saw Trey Tolmare in front of him, who's a Boise State commit, and it's fast. So it's like, I got to kick.
That's what we call a business decision. That's what we call make a business decision.
Save your receipts, son, because you can turn them in. This is a business trip here.
Yeah.
But it's $48.
And that's one of the things I really like about Kellen Cobbs and the athletic department, the coaches at Granite Hills is, they really do a great job promoting multiple sports. I mean, Zander was gone for 2 weeks in the summer, as you mentioned, that Jackie Robinson game. And Coach Cobbs says, hey, no problem. And Josh Zander did a great job getting Lewis caught back up when he got back from baseball. So, love multi-sport guys.
Just over 2 minutes to go. Milo Mayava with a run, and a penalty marker comes out as he gains the 15. Not sure we've had a holding call yet against the Diablos. This might be in the area of holding as we get inside of 2 minutes to go in the first half of this 1AA Southern California Regional Bowl game. The winner taking on Clovis North or De La Salle at Saddleback College next week. It's going to be a personal foul face mask, and it goes against Granite Hills. So 15 yards. Tack on that to the end of that run by Lilo Mayava.
And he coming off a little gingerly there, a little giddy up. Number 5. Hope he's okay from Viejo.
Well, with 2 timeouts left, you've got the whole field to use here with 1:52 to go.
And this is where Granite Hills, Steve, has to be very careful in coverage with all the dangerous receivers, route combinations for Viejo. Chad Johnson is not going to run the ball out and take a knee here going to lock him. They're going to take some shots.
Chase Volowski comes in to spell Lilo Mayava. And we got a whistle here to stoppage in play. There's Chad Johnson in his 6th season, played at El Toro.
No, I'm sorry.
See this might be what got Pines Ward, Lilo Mayava out.
A big hit right there, hip pointer from Glaze again, the hard-hitting number 7. That's going to be a tough hit pointer for Lilo Mayava. He'll feel that not only tonight, but when he wakes up tomorrow morning.
1st and 10 from the 30. Fahey well protected. They rush 4. He rolls out. He could run for the first down. Another penalty marker comes out. He gets the line to gain up at the 40-yard line, but this will probably be a hold against the Diablos.
Yeah. Really like Fahey's footwork in the pocket. Maneuvers the pocket well, climbing, rolling, escaping pressure. And this is where, again, coverage is going to have to be very important for Granite Hills on the back end as Fahey's able to get outside pressure, keep his eyes downfield, especially in man coverage. That's giving him all the space to run the ball. But if someone gets behind, whether it's Spafford, Lee, or Bell, could be a house call for Mission Viejo.
First and 20.
Well, they're really playing behind the sticks here. Mission Viejo has scored on 3 consecutive drives after not getting a first down on their first 2 drives of the game and falling behind 14-0. They're running here. It's Chase Walowski, 97 carries, 623 yards and 3 touchdowns for the senior on this season. Still behind the sticks on a 2nd and 14 with just over 90 seconds to go in the first half. Again, Devontae Curtis is out with an injury suffered last week against Servite. They normally have 3 reliable running backs. They're down to 1 now. Throw out on the flat. That's Cash Samanza. And he stepped out of bounds after getting to the 34-yard line. He had room to run. Makes his 30th catch of the season. A little brother of Caden Samanza, who's now the Ball State quarterback. The QB here that led him into the Division I playoffs where they beat Corona Centennial a year ago.
Yeah.
With a much older group, only to lose in the semifinals to St. John Bosco in Division I. And this year they take advantage of not having Bosco or Mater Dei in their playoff bracket.
Yep.
And look who's back in. Hines Ward, Lilo Mayava, and he runs for a first down and even plants the foot to gain an extra yard. A little spring forward.
Love watching number 5 run the football.
Call this
Coach,
the time
put me back
changer.
in. Yeah, I'm not going in the locker room. The rest, give me the rock again. Breaks attack, a little spin move, and putting his shoulder down.
From the 46-yard line. First down. Fahey under a minute to go, being chased, and down he goes to the backfield, back at the 37-yard line. They finally get to him on a sack, and that is Damarian White with 4.5 sacks now on the season. A timeout called by Mission Viejo. This is a kid that had an offer from Arizona, and then they backed off a little bit because Arizona got a verbal from Elijah Rushing, who was one of the #1 defensive ends in the United States. He played at Tucson South Point High School. And then once Arizona got on a roll this year under Jed Fish, decided to go to Oregon. And him and the other defensive end went, and maybe White has a chance to reconnect with Arizona. We'll see. But there's a lot of teams that are hot on the tail of the 225-pound senior defensive end.
Yeah, I love watching number 6, Damarian White, on tape. I like him even more watching him tonight in person. Fast off the edge, very strong, physical. So whichever Division I program gets him, he's going to be an asset to that program. I know for you, you're hoping it's your Arizona Wildcats.
My fingers are crossed. If I can do anything to help, let me know. I was, a couple of years ago, helped steer some of the Servite guys.
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
want to take credit for it. But
Yeah. How about those guys this year?
They turned the whole thing
Noah
around.
Fafita, T-Mac. That's Roa McMillan. I know you're proud of those boys.
Jacob Manu. 100 tackles for the 2nd straight year.
Yeah.
All Pac-12. All right, 46.6 to go. One timeout left for Mission Viejo. They've got it on a 2nd and 18. Fahey, plenty of time, steps into the throw, and it's going to get intercepted. Picked off by Parker Vance, his 6th interception of the season. And Fahey throws just his 6th pick. That'll be the first turnover for either side. And so that string of scoring on 2 straight drives, making 3 straight drives, comes to an end for Mission Viejo, and that's the takeaway that Granite Hills needed.
Yeah, Fahey was trying to take a shot to DJ Lee downfield. It just like Lee just never got there. Not sure if he was expecting a comeback or something in the zone there, but Fahey launched this thing downfield. Number 2 never got to it. See the interception on the back end for Granite Hills.
So the Eagles will have it for a 7th time here in the first half, having scored on their first 2 drives.
Parker Vance is playing center field, so I'll take that.
Since scoring on their first 2 drives, it has gone punt, punt, punt. Benitez. And the catch made, Diaz. And he's got his second grab of the game. And he'll be about a foot shy of the first down. Got 30 seconds. Yep. Now they're going to give him the first down. So they stop the clock, give him the first down, move the chains. And Benitez ready to roll here. He fires it up left into coverage, and a diving chance at an interception there by Zach Foldy is for naught. And so the clock stops with 20.5 to go.
Benitez took a hit. I wonder if we're going to get a roughing the passer on Mission Viejo.
Yep. This flag is out, and that's going to give them 15 yards and a first down. They'll have it right about the 50-yard line, if not a couple of yards into Mission Viejo territory. And remember what a good kicker Granite Hills has in Robert Petrich. Last year's San Diego section kicker of the year, second team all-state kicker. And so he can, on a night like tonight, if you get it within the 30-yard line, can get you some points.
Yeah.
We've got 2 timeouts left, under 20 seconds to go. Benitez well over the head of Diaz. That will stop the clock.
Well, that was a timing thing. I don't think that Benitez expected the ball. Had a man in motion, was able to save the snap, and then again made another business decision, just getting rid of it before taking a hit. But the timing was definitely off that time between the snap and the quarterback Benitez.
Yeah. A lot of high throws on what is a chilly evening here in Mission Viejo. It dropped to 52 degrees. And there's a handoff. Turner, and that fooled absolutely nobody. They're going to have to spend a timeout as they wind up losing 3 yards. How about that hit by Koblenz, the senior? Number 44 fired up and certainly did not fool anybody as Turner got smashed for a loss. And that's another tackle for a loss. They're approaching 140 of those on the season as a gray shirt defense.
Granite Hills trying a little Statue of Liberty, little Boise State with the inside give to Turner, but Koblenz staying in his run fit was not filled.
They beat somebody in the Fiesta Bowl. Oklahoma, that's right. That little Statue of Liberty play.
Yep. Jared Zabransky, and
all I remember afterwards is the proposal.
The proposal, that's right.
From the running back. 3rd and 12, and might we remind you that Kellen Cobbs and his Eagles are 0 for 7 in the first half on 3rd downs. 11 seconds to go. Both teams will have 1 timeout. Granite Hills led 14-0 and 21 unanswered on 3 straight drives by Mission Viejo. Got a chance for a couple of more plays here. Benitez, normally a 66% passer, has been anything but that here tonight. The freshman has been off. 4-man rush, and Benitez is going to give himself up at the 35-yard line. Took a knee back there, and that's going to be the final play of this first half. So they had great coverage downfield, something that Chad Johnson told us about, right? He said, we can stack the box up front because our secondary is so good. They've taken a lot of things away here. And Mission Viejo was down 14-0, goes into the half with a 21-14 lead.
Is that Damian Koblenz or is that Steve Latimer from the program? 44 pumped up, ready to go. He came to play tonight. What a ball game that first half.
Yeah, what a turnaround too. Again, Granite Hills scoring on 2 of their first 3 drives. Mission Viejo, their first 2 drives go 3 and out and then wind up scoring on 3 straight drives. Diablos do have a turnover, but it's 21-14 here at the half of this SoCal Division I AA Regional Bowl game. All right, Nikki is with Coach Chad Johnson of the Diablos. Nikki.
All right, Coach, despite that turnover and that penalty on that drive right there, your defense has held Granite Hills scoreless since the first quarter. What do you make of the way they've settled into the game?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to emulate that tempo in practice. We did the best we could, but obviously came out the first drive with a trick play, good for them. And that tempo got us, and we were just, kind of running with heads cut off. We settled down now, used to the tempo, playing a lot better defensively, like you said, and shut them down second half. Offensively, we got to be more consistent, though. We're up and down, holding calls. Run the ball well. We got to keep that up, and we got to be better in the pass protection game.
Thanks so much, Coach.
Thanks.
All right, thanks, Coach. Thanks, Nikki. And Chad Johnson's team's going to get the football first to start the third quarter of play. We've reached the halftime here CIF SoCal Division 1 AA Regional Bowl Championship game. Mission Viejo with a 21-14 lead over unbeaten Granite Hills. We have 5 versus 7 in the state of California, and the 5th-ranked Mission Viejo Diablos with a 21-14 lead over 12-0 Granite Hills out of the San Diego section. Well, it was all Granite Hills and Zach Benitez in the early going as we take a look at the first half highlights here. Benitez, the 12-0 unbeaten freshman quarterback. And trickery right out of the gate here, partner, to start the proceedings.
Yeah, Eagles came out hot. You had the double pass, Benito's Pablo Jackson to get it out front, and then Jackson in the run game as well being effective with the cutback. You mentioned Chad Johnson, just that pace. It's really like a Corona Centennial, how fast they were on the ball. It's hard to simulate in practice. And Granite Hills came out scoring on their first drive, and then Mission Viejo fighting back this time with Heinz Ward, Lilo Malva in the run game. The guys getting it done up front. And then number 5 taking care of the rest, running with conviction, determination, speed, and power, just taking guys with him. He's able to get the Diablos on the board with some big runs and then pounding the rock into the end zone. The Diablos woke up with some fire. And then number 5 again. Got guys blocking out front, kicking out. The determination, and then goal line short yardage, dialing it up. Number 5 off the right side. And it became a ball game. And then Diablos get another score to lead now by 7 as we look at the numbers from the first half. Total yards, Diablos bouncing back with 226. How about those penalties? Pretty even, 6 for both teams. The big thing you mentioned earlier, Steve Quist, 3rd down conversion. 0 for 7 in Granite Hills. So halftime adjustment's going to be huge for the Eagles here coming in the second half. Got to get those money downs, especially for the young quarterback in Zach Benitez.
It is a weird game, isn't it? Granite Hills 0 for 7 on 3rd downs, but a perfect 3 for 3 on 4th downs, and they converted 2 big 4th downs and long on their first 2 drives of the game, which led to their first 2 scores. So yeah, it went 14-0 Granite Hills until Mission Viejo has scored 21 unanswered, and the Diablos are going to get the football first to start the 3rd quarter of play. So the Eagles, who are unbeaten and defending state champs, ranked 7th in the state of California, have their work to do on defense here shortly when we come back. At the break, Mission Viejo looking for just their 2nd ever state championship. Their first in 8 years. They've got a 7-point lead over Granite Hills. Mission Viejo about ready to start the 3rd quarter of play here in this 2023 CIF SoCal Division 1 AA Regional Bowl game. Mission Viejo with a 21-14 lead. They are trying to get to their 2nd ever state championship game. And this is who they would play. And De La Salle against an unbeaten Clovis North team, just manhandling Clovis North, 33-0 at the break.
That is a surprise to see that much of a margin at halftime against a very good Clovis North team. Don't get me wrong, we know about the tradition of De La Salle. But man, at halftime,
I thought there was a chance in different years. The central section is the floater. Sometimes they'll go to the north, sometimes they'll come south. I thought there was a chance that Clovis North had a chance to come down south. Instead, they sent them up to the north, and they're getting beat by De La Salle 33-0 at the break. All right, let's check in with Nikki. What say you?
Coach, offensively, you had success early on with tempo and aggressive play calling. How do you reestablish that rhythm here in the second half?
Yeah, it starts with our run game. We got to do a little bit better job staying in front of the sticks. I think we had 3 straight series there. We had an offensive penalty. We can't play behind the sticks against these guys. They're too good.
Defensively, how do you shut down their run game?
Just got to tackle. The kids bouncing off us. We're tackling a little bit high. We've gotten them into some 3rd and longs. Their quarterback's done a good job using his feet. So we got to kind of tighten that up as well.
All right. Thanks so much, Coach.
Thank you.
All right, thanks, Nikki. Thank you. Coach Kellen Cobb still in the shorts again. Since he changed from those lucky shorts from the pants, they have won 21 in a row. They faced adversity through this 12-0 season. Yep. They had 2 weeks off. This 7-point deficit is nothing for them to overcome here in the second half.
Now, Coach Cobb's hit it right on the head. I was going to talk about coming into the second half. Granite Hills has to be able to run the ball in this second half. We know the talent of Zach Benitez, but he just has not been in rhythm, Steve. Not sure if this is a night for their passing game to win this regional championship, to get to the state championship. So I think you get behind that big offensive line. You run the rock with Turner, with Jackson on the other side for Mission Viejo. It's going to come down to that run defense. That's one factor I'm looking at in this ball game. Who is going to win in the trenches in the run game? Is it going to be Granite Hills able to run it successfully like they've done at times in the first half? And will that Mission Viejo defense, run defense, hold up? We know there's going to be some noise in the passing game for Mission Viejo, but it's going to come down to the run game, specifically Granite Hills offense and that Mission Viejo defense. That's who's going to come out of this with a win and go to the state championship game next week.
Kellen Cobbs, he's got the hoodie on now and is warm from the waist up. Told you last year when he wore those shorts for the state championship game, it was a delightful Saturday 12:30 start when they beat San Ramon Valley in last year's championship game, and they had to do it in overtime. As Granite Hills, the defending 2A state champs, won that overtime thriller over San Ramon Valley. Only state title to date. We'd mentioned this is their third ever regional championship game. They beat Etiwanda in the 2A championship regional last year, and then back in 2014, they wound up losing to St. Margaret's in the Division 4 regional championship game. St. Margaret's isn't too far from where we're standing here, high atop the press box at Mission Viejo High School. So the Diablos will get the football first here to start the third quarter. They threw an interception near the end of the first quarter in the final minute for the game's only turnover, and that ended their streak of 3 straight scoring drives. They've scored 21 unanswered. And Granite Hills has to make a stop and then find that offensive mojo they had going on 2 of their first 3 drives in the opening quarter. Petrich. And it's going to be fielded just inside the 5-yard line. Return straight up the middle by DJ Lee Sr., and he still fights his way through a few tacklers just shy of the 30-yard line. And that is where Luke Fahey goes back to work, the sophomore quarterback. We got word when we showed up earlier today, they were to rotate 2 quarterbacks like they have the whole season. Fahey would normally start, and then the next drive would be Drayden Trudeau, but the junior quarterback Trudeau suffered a concussion last week and is not playing here, so it's all up to number 3. And they'll start this drive back at the 29-yard line, which will be their 7th possession here of this regional championship game. The winner, we're projecting, we're just outside of election season, but we're projecting De La Salle to head south and beat Clovis North. They're up 33-0 at the start of the second half there. They start on the ground here, and Travis Ford is going to meet the ball carrier in Hines Ward, Lilo Mayava. Ford's a good-looking player, 6'3", 255 pounds, senior.
Lilo Mayava ran into a brick wall that time, and Ford, penetration in the backfield, seems like right after the ball was snapped. Great technique by Ford inside to get the TFL, the tackle for loss on Lilo Mayava.
So now it's Mission Viejo playing behind the sticks here, much like Granite Hills was in the first half. Fahey with an empty backfield, and he connects right there with a catch made for a couple of yards and nothing more by Cash Samanza. That's the junior's second catch of this game. He had a short one back in the second quarter and stepped out of bounds. Now it brings up a 3rd down, where Mission Viejo wasn't as bad as Granite Hills was in that first half.
Granite Hills secondary continuing to have a big cushion. Look, nearly 10 yards on every receiver across the field.
Eagles got to get him off the field here. They're going to send a blitz. Fahey in trouble. Now he rolls out, rolling, throwing on the run, and the catch made right at the first down marker. Inbounds, let's see. They're going to say nope, out of bounds. Samanza again the target.
Great effort by Samanza. That ball just a little too wide from Fahey. I know as a quarterback, when you're rolling right, your momentum pulls that ball a little bit more than you want when you're throwing on the run. Man, it looked like he had a foot down, but he didn't complete the play. He didn't catch it. Didn't control possession. Great effort by Samanza, especially keeping that foot in. Just couldn't secure the catch.
So that's a big stand for the Eagles. Salgado to punt. Has plenty of time. And a fair catch signaled for the 36 and made by Trevor Smith. And so Zach Benitez in chasing mode, the freshman quarterback. 12-0 as a starter. Talking about, Elijah Brown and having those types of careers. Elijah Brown, the modern-day quarterback from up here in the southern section, Santa Ana, went 29-0 to start his career before finally losing in the championship game last year at the Rose Bowl, 2 years ago rather now, in the Rose Bowl to Bosco. This kid's got the same chance to make a little bit of run. They'll start on the ground. That's Pablo Jackson getting away from a tackle, but cannot get away from DJ Lee, who finally finishes him off after a 3-yard gain to the 40.
Wow, Jackson is explosive. First with the juke, and then a nice little side cut to get another yard or so. Look at the footwork by number one right there, and then another one horizontally. Almost gets away from that tackle. Fancy footwork by number one.
And they stick on the ground here. 2nd down and 5. They pick up a yard, and it's 3rd down. And do I need to remind you that Granite Hills was 0 for 7 on 3rd downs in the first half? And I sound like a broken record. I feel bad for all our viewers down south in San Diego, but it is what it is.
This is a big one. Viejo back in the box, bringing pressure.
They come after it. The throw, and it's picked off. Intercepted. Just the 3rd interception of the season. Chance at a pick 6 here for Jerron Jones. And Jones is in for the touchdown. Oh, my goodness. Just the 3rd interception thrown by the young freshman Zach Benitez, and it's a pick 6 by the nickelback Jerron Jones, his 5th interception of the season. And it is 27-14, and on that far sideline you could just feel the air coming out of all the fans across the way.
Was there. Benitez just led his receiver too much, get the interception, and then Viejo with a camera blocker down the sideline to take it to the house for the pick 6.
Shift back. Wait, the Salgado extra point is perfect here today. The snap was high. Good job by Fahey to get it down. And then Salgado to get it up. And it is 28-14. Both teams have turned it over. Both quarterbacks have thrown an interception, but Benitez's was more fatal here. He was looking for Tristan Diaz.
And he's got to throw that outside shoulder, just like they hit earlier on Xander on that conversion, just left it inside. And then you see the interception on the other side by Jerron Jones, that nickelback in there, that 5th DB, being opportunistic with the interception and taking it to the house.
45-yard interception return for the touchdown. It was the 24th interception of the season for the Mission Viejo Diablos. And they turn it into 7 points. And now have a 2-touchdown advantage. Chad Johnson's team has scored 28 unanswered points.
One of the best quarterback coaches and offensive minds in the entire state of California. You can see that kind of offense, how they bounce back tonight after a slow start. Enjoy coaching alongside Chad Johnson on the Elite 11 circuit. He always does a great job giving back those camps with Elite 11 around the state and around the country. Chad Johnson, one of the best.
Salgado, a short kick. Brandon Lewis has it. And Brandon Lewis runs into 3 Diablos and gets stopped just at the 20-yard line. Where they are bringing it today on special teams. All 3 facets Stop made there by Jonathan Asuncio. And so back to work goes Benitez. What is Granite Hills' 9th drive already of this game, and they only have 14 points. It has not been the case the entire season, as they went 12-0 on the year.
Just a 2-score game. You don't need to panic. You have plenty of time. We talked about one of the keys, though, coming in for Benitez, had to protect the football. And he's been risky with it. It's caught up to him a few times. Get back to that run game.
Benitez hands it off. Turner. And Turner gets run down by Asuncio and then takes a big hit. Well, he got drilled. There is some hitting in this game.
Yeah.
Gain of 2 yards. It's 2nd down and 8. Talk about absorbing some contact here. Turner nearly got knocked back into 3rd down. Watch this.
Turner runs hard, just like Lila Maeva, like running. Seeing him run the football. Big hit on the edge there. And what you can do scheme-wise here, still stick with the passing game, but you can put bubbles and long things out of the backfield, just like that.
Yep. And Turner gets away from one tackler, and Turner to the 26. Still got some work to do now. And here comes 3rd down again.
Is Mission Viejo doing a good job with 2 things. Number one, packing the box and trying to make you throw it out on the perimeter, but we're also doing a really good job in coverage on the outside. So you want to try to get your guys the ball in space outside of the box.
Turner, he runs for their first down on 3rd down here in this game. He's up to the 46-yard line. Pickup of 17 yards and a 1st down there for Granite Hills, and they needed that. Converting their first 3rd down of the game. Took them 9 chances, but they finally got one. And they're running again. This is Jackson. Shifty at the line. Shifty past the line. And then stumbles down at the 48-yard line. He blew out a tire right there.
Too shifty that time. I hope he's okay. Might have rolled an ankle.
This is, fake turf here, and it gets slick here, especially as you get into December, right? You get away with that in September. There's a Diablo player who's down with some cramping. So we'll get a timeout here. It'll be 2nd and short when we resume. As you look at Jackson, that's it. It's slick, and we're sitting here at, if I had to guess, about 50 degrees now as we get deeper into the night. Let's check out the last 2 runs here.
First it was Turner. Putting his shoulder down, getting a big gain, and getting those yards after contact. He's a strong running back as well. And then Pablo Jackson. Watch here. You think he's hitting the backfield, a little shift. Makes another guy miss. And here, just a little too shifty. Taken down himself. Hope he's okay.
And Zach Foldy was trying to run him down. From the 48-yard line of Mission Hills, inside of 8 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. Granite Hills down 2 scores. Benitez. It's Mission Viejo. What did I say? Did I say Mission Hills? Well, that's because I was about to read what Granite Hills has done. I beg your pardon. They faced a little adversity on the 19th of August against Mission Hills, winning by 10. Then they needed a last-second field goal.
That's what you're
talking about. St. Augustine.
It was a segue to Mission Hills. That's what it was.
And they beat Eastlake, Central, Madison, Santana, West Hills, 52-0. Steel Canyon, and then it started to get tough as we have a timeout now. 1-point win over Helix.
What a schedule.
Then they 1-point victory going for 2 against Carlsbad in the Open Division semifinals. And then Lincoln with the goal line stand there at Snapdragon 2 weeks ago. The San Diego Open Division Championship, by the way, only has 4 teams in it. So you have a bye, then you play the semifinals, then you play the finals, and you have a bye before the regionals. So Granite Hills is the well-rested of the 2 teams. Timeout was called by Mission Viejo. They'll have 2 left the rest of the way. Granite Hills has had some terrific alums over the years. It's a really good baseball school and wrestling school. How about touchdown Tommy Vardell, a Granite Hills Eagle player, and then Joe Cordona. We understand he still has some contact with the team.
Special teams, 2-time Super Bowl champ, Cardona.
Tommy Verdell is somewhere up in Simi Valley, we understand. Played at Stanford. 3rd down, they converted their last one. They're 1 of 9 on 3rd downs. And a throw and a catch for a 1st down, and then it came out right at the 40. Oh, it was in there. And Tristan Diaz had it, and then it popped out as he hit the ground. So what would have been a catch for a 1st down now brings you to 4th down, and I I think this is 4-down territory here for Granite Hills.
Yeah, and Diaz would have had that. You have to credit DJ Lee for breaking this up on the back end. Did not give up on the play. Look at that. Kept his arm in there and was able to pop it out of Diaz. Nice job by number 2. He was slow to get up.
You're right. That's all A.J. Lee there. He's going to pay the price for it. But they are going to send the punting unit out here. And so it has been a rather poor start to the third quarter for the Eagles. The pick 6. Now they're going to have to punt. I wouldn't put him past him to fake it, though. I'll tell you that much. Anderson's back deep.
Different formation than we've seen on their punt team.
And Brandon Lewis, and he's going to fake it, and he's going to take off, and they're going to stop him for a loss of 2 yards. Now, they got away with it a couple of times this year, but the athletic Brendan Lewis, who's going to ASU on a baseball scholarship there, just couldn't get away from that harassing defense.
Good job by Coach Chad Johnson and the punt return team. Special teams from Mission Viejo making the adjustment, not letting the athletic Brendan Lewis get out. Look, he made a couple guys miss. Nearly got it, but had enough guys stay home. Swarmed the ball, pursuit, and able to stop him short of the sticks. It will be great field position for Mission Viejo to start at midfield.
They put it on tape a couple of times this year to Granite Hills, and it did not fool Mission Viejo. As a matter of fact, up here we knew it was coming as well. We don't have any coaches or anybody next to us. We just got that feel. And so the hole remains 2 touchdowns and no points since the first quarter for unbeaten Granite Hills. Fahey back to work. Play action, throws, and incomplete off the fingertips of Phillip Bell. The sophomore eventually is going to catch one here in this game and take off with it.
Yeah, that's where you just got to play catch a little bit more if you're Luke Fahey. You don't need to rifle it. And he threw that ball hard, and don't get me wrong, I'm sure Phil Bell will say I should have that ball, but that was a laser, and he's only about 10 feet away from him. That's where he's that much open in space. You just want to play catch, just give him the football, let him run with it.
Fahey, second down and 10 from his own 49-yard line. Lila Mayava next to him blocking for him. Fahey takes off running, and he lost the football. It's on the turf at the 44. Granite Hills says they have it, and they do. Demarion White. Second takeaway for the Eagles here in this football game.
That's putting a hat on the football. Look at Coach Chad Johnson. He had a first down run that time by Fahey. But just can't hold on to the football. Trust me, I know the feeling. I've turned it over many times like this. Look, he got the ball not tucked into his body. And then that's Glaze again coming in, put his helmet right on the football, knocking it out. Then Demarion White is Johnny on the spot with a turnover.
And so they give it back to Granite Hills.
Again, plenty of time. You don't need it all right now. But you've got to put a drive together and get at least 3 on the board.
Granite Hills has gone 6 consecutive drives without scoring after they got up 14-0. And they hand it off to Turner, who covers it up and gets to the 45-yard line and no further. Jaden Williams in on the stop. Williams, a good-looking junior, 6'4", 235, number 9 there, leading the team with 117 tackles, 32 for a loss, and 15 and a half sacks.
All right, partner, so Coach Payton right now from Mission Viejo, they are daring them to throw the football. Pack in the box, press man coverage across the board.
Benitez with the pressure coming, and he just flings it out. That one's on the turf, and that's going to be a fumble. Let's see. And it is covered up by Damian Coblentz, who has had a terrific game so far, and they do rule it a fumble. Maybe not in the NFL. He might have been in the process of throwing here.
Oh, look, his arm was going back. It wasn't coming forward. It just slips out. This is just a slick football right now in December. Turf's a little wet. You got the condensation. I know that feeling. They brought pressure. He tried to just throw it up one-on-one coverage with receiver. Just couldn't get it out. Slipped out of his hands with his motion coming back. Clear fumble in great field position, given right back to Mission Viejo.
Koblentz gets the turnover chain, the senior, and gets to pose for his Instagram feed, right?
That's Latimer right there. I love his energy.
Plus territory, Fahey throws on first down. Yep, he's got it. And it is caught and out of bounds, far sideline. And that is Spafford. Another big catch for Vance Spafford here in this game.
We talk about Elite 11. This is what Trent Dilfer and our coaches call the rail shot. Right in the hole before that safety gets over. Perfect ball from Fahey to Spafford. That's how you throw that cover 2 hole shot. Beautifully done.
31 yards and a first down brings up first and goal at the 4-yard line. Both teams have turned it over 2 times. Mission Viejo trying to make Granite Hills pay. And a handoff and nothing there for Lilo Mayava. Stood up right at the line of scrimmage. It'll be second and goal. Maybe lost half a yard. It's into the likes of Moshi Talia and Kuba Pollock. Running down towards 6 minutes to go here in the third quarter of this Regional Division 1AA championship game. And Hills got out to a 14-0 lead. 28 unanswered for Mission Viejo, and they're looking for more here inside of 6 to go in the third. And here's Bell. Bell into space, and Bell is in for the touchdown. That is 34 unanswered now for Mission Viejo. And they get points off of the Granite Hills turnover.
Great play call and design by Chad Johnson. They see the defense that the Eagles are in, make a little shift in the scheme. Take the run off the left side. A little toss reverse into the boundary. Nearly a walk-in. And one of the Diablos down on the far side.
Down to a knee, 15-yard line, far sideline. Let's go back and look at Philip Bell here getting into the end zone. He's a USC verbal commit, just a sophomore.
Little play fake.
Receiver.
Yeah, off the left side. Then you have Bell on the end around in space. Great play designed by Chad Johnson.
34 unanswered for the Diablos. 13 points off of Granite Hills turnovers, and all coming in this third quarter. You had the pick 6 moments ago, and then take advantage of the fumble. And it's hard to win those games when you turn it over twice, and it leads to 14 points for your opponent.
Great shot of the Mission Viejo sideline. We talked about Elite 11. We talked about some great alumni from Granite Hills, and some great alumni here from Mission Viejo. Jordan Palmer, back here for the Diablos, and one of the lead coaches for Elite 11. Of course, Mark Sanchez.
Jack Baldy's being helped off right now. Number 34, and there's Jordan Palmer. Some time with the Tennessee Titans, and then Mark Sanchez, who's a broadcaster like you and I. Fox.
I'm so proud of Mark. Remember watching him on the field just like it was yesterday.
The two of you, did he replace you at one of your stops?
Well, my senior year at Santa Margarita, he was a middle schooler, and
he was your ball boy.
He was the ball boy, wanting to go to Santa Margarita. He was there his freshman year, and then the freshman quarterback that year actually was Jordan. So my senior year, you had Mark Sanchez, who was in middle school. Okay. Jordan Palmer was the freshman quarterback. And then they both ended up transferring here to Mission Viejo to play for the great Bob Johnson. And they had great high school careers, college careers with Mark at SC and Jordan at UTEP, and then in the NFL. So proud of both of those guys and all they've done.
Bob Johnson, no relation to Chad Johnson, led Mission Viejo to their only state championship 8 years ago, 2015 up Sacramento. That was a great team. They went 16-0 that year.
Yeah.
Beat Bellarmine Prep out of San Jose. I think they pitched a shutout.
Yeah. You had Rob and Brett Johnson coaching here.
Yep.
You had Brock Johnson, the quarterback. Now he's a social media guru. Check him out on Instagram. Brock Johnson doing some great things. So much tradition and success in that family.
That is 35 unanswered here for Mission Viejo. They were down 14-0 and then really turned this thing around. It's helped with their 2 takeaways that have led to 14 of those 35 points. Well, this big Mission Viejo crowd has enjoyed what they've seen, especially here in the third quarter, with the Diablos scoring 14 points off of 2 Granite Hills turnovers in the third quarter alone. Back alongside Chris Ricks, I'm Steve Quist. Thanks for making us part of your Friday night here as we play December football in 2023, the first day of December, the regionals. You and I tomorrow will be down at Mesa College in San Diego.
Oh, yeah.
for St. Augustine
Steve Quiss's neighborhood.
and St. Bonaventure. That should be a lot of fun in Division 1A.
I heard you're running for mayor down in San Diego, Steve. Is that true?
I'm trying, but I'm trailing. I only got 3% of the vote.
You got my vote, partner.
Here's Pablo Jackson returning this one from near the goal line. Absorbs a big hit and is dropped back just shy of the 20-yard line. Well, Benitez, as he comes back out, had only thrown 2 interceptions all season through 12 games, and then throws a pick 6 here in the third quarter with it a one-possession game. And then after getting the ball back on a Mission Viejo turnover, then whiffs on a throw. The ball slippery, pops out, covered up by Mission Viejo, and they go in and score.
Well, listen, we know he's played some great defenses this year. St. Augustine, Helix, Carlsbad, San Diego Lincoln. This is right up there, especially with the secondary of Mission Viejo tonight. Has not given a lot of space on his receivers. They've made him work in that tight man coverage, and just hasn't been able to get that chemistry for the most part tonight with his wideouts.
Staying with the run game there, Max Turner, an 1,100-yard rusher for the season, runs into Jack Matranga, the Air Force commit. Got over 100 tackles this season for Mission Viejo.
That's the thing. We talk about the secondary, Steve, but it's really that front, too. The unsung heroes getting that pressure up front.
And a little bit of a lane opens up for Turner there. Will gain a couple of yards, and they just can't get away with 2 yards here each time. And they set themselves up for another third down, and they're 1 of 10 by my count on third down through 2.5 quarters. We're under 5 minutes to go in the third here.
I haven't heard number 11, Josh Zander's name in a while, too. If you can get him, try to find number 11, target him.
Well, he's lined up in the slot now to the left.
Yep.
But another big third down and a little end around, some trickery, and that's Jackson, and he gets pulled down to the backfield. Not going anywhere. And that is Matranga again from his middle linebacker spot with his 16th tackle for a loss on the season.
Yeah, Matranga not fooled at all, very disciplined. See number 18 staying home. And then good pursuit, getting that tackle. See his teammates pumped up for him. Travis Anderson and the boys. Trey Tolmer, his best friend. I mentioned Travis Anderson earlier. Really, Traga and Tolmer, best friends since they were kids. But all these guys, very tight relationships, and you love seeing them pull for each other.
3 and out again for a Granite Hills team that's averaged over 40 points per game on the season. And that punt is going to get out of bounds, and they'll mark it dead about the 32-yard line for Mission Viejo back at their own 32-yard line. Granite Hills came in averaging 37.5 points per game. 451 points through 12 games.
This is where the game clock is on your side. You run the football. I think you limit Hines Ward, Lilo Maiova's carries. He's a little banged up. We're going to save him for next week. Get him healthy for the state championship game. I think you feature Chase Walowski running the ball right now. Get some of the other guys in.
Yep, and again, they're down 1 running back and down 1 quarterback. A couple of guys that were in the rotation. Quick little throw out right. There's Bell. He's got it in space and gets tackled by Glaze at the 39-yard line. Bring up a second down and short. So they've done much better job in this game, especially their last 5 or 6 drives here. Mission Viejo on first down plays, while Granite Hills has not.
Yeah.
Second down and short. Still 3:25 and counting to go in quarter number 3. And for a long one here tonight.
That's a little quarterback draw.
Fahey over the middle. Catch is made for a first down, and that is Spafford again. And he's to the 44-yard line of Granite Hills into plus territory.
Yeah, that's how you play catch. You see how easy that pass was that time from Fahey to Spafford. Coming on the inside, didn't have to rifle it and gun it. Just a nice, easy pitch and catch.
His coach says he can run the entire route tree, and there's a penalty marker, a flag in front of the Mission Viejo bench. And they're going to bring this thing all the way back. Legal man downfield. Might have been 75. The UCLA bound Mark Schroller. 6'6", 290, the senior. So to bring up second down and 7 instead of a first down and 10. wipe out the catch there by Spafford.
Mission Viejo, just so many weapons, Steve, especially on the outside of this receiving core. They're so dangerous. That's why you see all these defensive backs 10 yards off of the receivers and a huge cushion.
Chance to play another 16-game season. Quick pass. Bell's got another catch, and then Bell gets caught from behind. It's Glades again. And he's got some sideline-to-sideline speed, does he not?
Even a third and short. He not only hits hard, he runs fast, sideline to sideline.
3rd and 1. They want to chew up some clock here in no hurry with a 3-score advantage here. And a Granite Hills offense that is out of sync, to put it mildly. 3rd and 1. Milo Mayava in the backfield. Figure he's going to get it on 3rd and short. He does. Little stutter step at the line. And can they keep him from getting across? The second effort he might have got it. He was stopped, and then when he fell forward, he got it. They're going to say first down.
Good spot for the Diablos.
Yep. That'll chew up a lot more clock. Inside of 2 minutes to go, they've got the football reset and the clock rolling here. A 14-point third quarter for Mission Viejo, led by 7 at the half. Scored all 14 of their points off of 2 Granite Hills turnovers in the third quarter. Eagles showing blitz. And here they come after Fahey gets away from it and lives for another down as he flings it out of bounds. So dialed up some pressure right there on the sophomore quarterback. This season, Fahey, 1,900 yards through 14 games, 23 touchdowns, 5 picks. Gets to do it all by himself here with Braden Trudeau ruled out before the game with a concussion.
Nice job by Fahey that time, escaping pressure and then just getting it past the line of scrimmage. Just like college, doesn't have to be a receiver there as long as you throw it past the line of scrimmage.
Another low snap, gets it to Bell in space. Bell takes off, gets a block from a receiver, and then Bell gets grabbed by Parker Vance, a TCU commit. He'll play baseball for TCU next year.
Phillip Bell reminds me of Jamar Chase out there in space. I mean, he is just a good-looking football player. Gets to the edge, very fast, good move. Just a sophomore. We talk about the ball skills of number 1.
18 yards and a first down. What do you think the layoff did for Granite Hills of 2 weeks compared to Mission Viejo, who's playing now in their 15th game?
Well, it's a double-edged sword, Steve. You have 2 weeks. It gives you a chance to watch more film, to get healthy, to prepare, but you're not quite in rhythm as much as Mission Viejo that played just 6 days ago. They played on Saturday. So, again, it's a double-edged sword either way you look at it, but Mission Viejo looking much more in rhythm tonight after just playing 6 days ago as opposed to 2 weeks.
Yeah, I forgot all about that. One less day to prepare for this. It doesn't look like it at all because they played that championship game against Servite here on this field last Saturday.
Yeah.
Sarah, who we're going to see in a couple of weeks against Mater Dei, will have had 21 days off between winning a section championship and the Open State championship game.
Showing pressure.
Here
they
come. Another low snap. Doesn't bother Fahey, but a high throw for Spafford. That brings up second down and 10. Stopping the clock with 1:13 to go here in the third.
And that was Fahey. 2 things. Not fully setting his feet, and then his release. His elbow was low, and that took the trajectory of the ball going low to high, and that's why it was high on Spafford.
Couple of turnovers for Mission Viejo. However, Granite Hills unable to capitalize on either one of them. Meantime, the Eagles have turned it over twice. And that has led to 14 of the 35 points here for Mission Viejo.
And roll the pocket here to the left side. Trip set.
And they're going to run it. It looks like it's Volowski. And is, in fact, the senior Volowski. Running behind an offensive line with Mark Schroller, Gavin Disbrow, Reef Lancaster, who's a returner. Only Lancaster and Schroller, the only 2 returners. They're 2 left side guys from last year are playing. One at Cal Poly San Luis Obispo. I think the other one in the Ivy League. But Ryan Carby and Josh Bates just stepped right in.
And they are a little over 12 minutes away. And this is a fairly young team, Steve. I mean, these guys are going to be good over the next few years.
The thing is, they'll be in a different league next year, and if they play well enough, they'll be back with the Boscos and the Mater Days in Division I.
Yep.
So this is really their chance this year. And there's DJ Lee. He's got a first down catch at the 26-yard line of Granite Hills. Move those chains again. And Mission Viejo won't have to snap the football here at all in the rest of the third quarter. It's 14 more seconds. Once they restart the clock, the Diablos will be in no hurry here and will keep possession inside the 30-yard line to start the fourth quarter. And Chad Johnson could feel it. They'll play for their second ever state championship here, as time is off the clock in the third quarter. And in that third quarter, Mission Viejo scores 14 points off of 2 Granite Hills turnovers. And as we head to the fourth, the Diablos with a 3-score lead over Granite Hills. Start of the fourth quarter, Mission Viejo is 12 minutes away from getting to their second ever state championship game. They won it, as we mentioned, up in Sacramento back in 2015. They were 16-0 that year. They're about to play another 16-game season. If they can hang on here, they'll be 12-3 headed to that championship game, likely against De La Salle, who at last check was up 33-0 in the third quarter against Clovis North. Play fake, throw right to start the quarter. Catch made, DJ Lee. And lead to the 20. Still got some work to do on 2nd and 3.
Yeah, and Steve, I've really been impressed with the sophomore quarterback in Luke Fahey tonight. Those last 2 passes right before the quarter went through all his progressions, through a deep strike to DJ Lee on the left side. This time he throws that ball from the left hash all the way outside the numbers back to Lee. So the arm strength and the decision-making tonight is really impressive by Luke Fahey, and much credit to his quarterback coach, Chad Johnson, one of the best. Very proud of his sophomore quarterback.
Second and short, thrown again, sets up the screen and overthrows Lilo Mayava. That'll bring up third and short. There is a penalty marker resting in the backfield at the 25-yard line.
And I'm sure Fahey and his relationship with Drayden Trudeau, I'm sure before the game he's telling him, hey, we're going to win. You're going to play next week.
Yep.
I mean, concussion protocol usually about a week, maybe 10 days. So I would expect us to see Drayden Trudeau back in the lineup next week playing, and that would be a tremendous blessing for him having to miss this one with the concussion. So, you know, Fahey's playing for his fellow quarterback in Drayden Trudeau as well.
Holding against the Diablos will push him back 10 yards. You see the body of work for Fahey tonight. Came in as a 62% passer. So much natural ability, says his coach. Strong, fast, with a big arm, and getting better mentally. You know all about that. And he played 4 great seasons at Florida State. Behind the sticks on a second down, firing over the middle, and Bell dives and makes the catch for a first down at the 15.
That's Jamar Chase.
Yeah, that's he showed it right there.
That was a seam route thrown behind him, and that is a big-time adjustment. Oh, look at that catch. I mean, that ball should be hitting you in stride. You should be in the end zone, and a rare miss from Fahey. Throws that ball hard and behind. And that's, again, what we call bailing out your quarterback. Tremendous play by Phillip Hill.
Young guys grow up, don't they, pretty fast. Over 14 games, they graduated. 13 starters off that team that beat Centennial in the Division I playoffs last year. On the end around, nothing there. Wow, that's Glaze again, dropping Spafford for a loss.
Laying down some more glaze on top of number 13 and Van Spafford. He was a missile coming out. He read that jet sweep. That's film study right there. Coming hard downhill, and boom, wasn't going to let Spafford get away from him. Loved watching number 7 tonight all over the field.
Western Illinois is getting a good one. I think they had a coaching change. I'm not sure if he's going to wind up there. That might have been where Rodney Harrison went. He's playing a lot like Rodney Harrison. I'm going to have to check that. I'm sure there's a lot of kids at home going, Rodney Harrison? Who's that? Even in the San Diego market, where he was amazing for the Chargers. I've dated myself. Fahey, Glaze chasing him from behind. Can he get there? He can't. Fahey's in for the touchdown. That should just about do it. That's going to be 41 unanswered for Mission Viejo after they got down 14-0. And what a turn of fortune for the Diablos. This is not the same team we saw in the first 2 drives that went 3 and out twice and had to punt.
Man coverage. What hurt you there is a lot of turf, and you got to spy on him. It was glazed, but you see the all-out speed of Luke Fahey that time, outrunning number 7. Something not easily done.
I was right about Rodney Harrison, by the way, Western Illinois. So here's the extra point. Salgado, who's headed to Arizona. And his Diablos team are headed 4.5 miles away to Saddleback College. When I checked during rush hour today, it was a 9-minute drive.
What a postseason for Mission Viejo. They get the CIF Division II championship game at home. They get the regional championship game at home. And now the predestined and predetermined state championship games at Saddleback College in Mission Viejo next week.
And Chad Johnson told us on our call this week there wasn't as much buzz on campus this week. The more buzz was for the section championship against the Servite Friars.
Yeah, they're playing a big Trinity League team at home for a ring. But Mission Viejo, they came out tonight and started this game. It was a capacity crowd. Great turnout for both Mission Viejo and Granite Hills. They traveled up well.
The story with Granite Hills has been getting out to a quick 14-0 lead, converting a couple of fourth downs, up 14-0. And Mission Viejo woke up and has scored 42 unanswered with 9:59 to go here in the fourth quarter. And the Eagles' 21-game winning streak is about to end. He's had a fabulous season winning the Open Division Championship down in San Diego.
Oh, yeah.
Defeating a defending state champ at this very level in Lincoln. He's got all those talented players, Achilles Smith Jr.'s.
Yep.
Son is the quarterback there for the Hornets. He'll be back next year along with his Granite Hills team. They're not going to let Jackson take that out of the end zone. He's coming back to the 20. Coming out to the 20, rather. And get another chance for Benitez, the young quarterback who's certainly going to be back as well next year. 3 more years at Granite Hills. And great things will happen for number 0, and likely there'll be a state championship in. They graduated both their starting quarterbacks, as you had mentioned in the Open, from last year's championship team at 2A, which is 3 levels below what they're at here. And they got this kid ready in the summer. He did some extra stuff, started to shine on the 7-on-7 tour, and that's just the epitome of the night. A drop ball right there by a guy who doesn't drop too many of them, Josh Zander.
Yeah, that's when the receiver just takes his eye off the ball a split second too early before you catch it and tuck it. And Zander, such a playmaker, is trying to get going before he secured the catch.
Diablos looking like they're still going to send some pressure right here. Empty backfield, Benitez on a 2nd down and 10. They come after him. He gets rid of it and gets picked off for the 2nd time. This is intercepted by Travis Anderson, and Anderson's got a pick 6. There's a couple of flags. That's going to stay. It'll be extracurricular activity afterwards. And how about the Boise State-bound Travis Anderson? If that stays, he will have had his 15th interception over the last 2 seasons.
Wow.
Talk about finding the ball. Penalty is going to be against Mission Viejo, but the interception stands. So the pick 6 is wiped out, but Anderson has his 6th interception of the season. He had 9 of them last year, 15 over the last 2 years for the senior.
Another tough one for Benitez. Just overshots on that ball to Jackson. Just slipped out of his hands, trying to get rid of it so quick. Sails over, and then Anderson on the pick. He had some blocks in the back on the return. Someone on the sideline was taken out. You hope they're okay.
All right, let's check in with Nikki K. Nikki?
Well, Travis Matranga, who is Boise State bound, is best friends. Travis Anderson, who is Boise State bound, his best friends is Jack Matranga on the defense. And I got their names mixed up there because the two are so close. In fact, Travis told me Jack is his brother from another mother. They met each other when they were playing t-ball with their dads as coaches as young boys, and they've stayed close ever since. In fact, Jack will be heading to Air Force Travis at Boise State, so they will be both playing against each other in the Mountain West Conference, guys.
Thank you very much, Nikki. And that was the third turnover of the game for Granite Hills, the second interception thrown by Benitez. And put that in perspective, Zach Benitez came in through 12 games, having thrown just 2 interceptions. And tonight they pick him off twice here in the second half, one leading to a pick 6.
Well, one of, if not the best defense he's played all year with the front and then the secondary. But Benitez has a very bright future in front of him.
Here's a throw right, and Bell's got a catch and gets gobbled up. That stop made by Trevor Smith, the junior cornerback. I know Kellen Cobbs is going to be disappointed about this one. He was here in the cold last week. Not sure if he was wearing the shorts or not, but yeah, they were scouting because they basically knew who they were going to play. I mean, obviously could tell in the matchups. And the only maybe wild card would have been Clovis North unbeaten if CIF somehow said come down south. And it would have been a wasted trip. And here's a run up the middle. Pulowski.
Get him, Chase.
Down to the 5-yard line, still fighting his way inside the 5. Some strong contact right there with the Granite Hills player, but didn't go down. And it's going to be first and goal here for Mission Viejo.
Yeah, you pull for the senior running back in Chase Pulowski when you're competing with such a talented junior in Highmore's Lilo Maeva. You don't get as many carries as you would have had somewhere else, but look at that. Just running hard-nosed, maybe half the size of Heinz Ward, Lilo Maeva, but getting the best of Glaze on that one. Not easy to do.
Glaze was trying to go all Rodney Harrison on him, and there's a throw and a catch. Touchdown. Going to one of the tight ends right there. That's Grant Nichols, a junior tight end. And it is 48-14. Fahey follows up his touchdown run with a touchdown throw. That's now 20 points off of turnovers tonight for Mission Viejo. Salgado's been a busy man. And again, they've been down one player all night. They've been trying to run somebody in. Chad Johnson going to call a timeout? He might spend one right now. Boy, he's hot at a couple of his special teams players. They might have been down as many as 2 special teams players in all the excitement. And a timeout has been called.
Yeah, that's where as a coach you're frustrated because you're saying, guys, this is our 15th game. You don't PAT field goal, you should know that you're supposed to be on the field. They might have had as many as 3 guys. Chad Johnson's been barking at 3 different guys right now, saying you should be out here. Here's Fahey. Little run fake, little bootleg, back, tight end out in the flat. Play effective most of the time, and Mission Viejo making it look easy. That's on Nichols.
Fahey's second touchdown throw of the game is his 24th of the season against 5 picks. 4 plays, 25 yards, less than 2 minutes. 48 points here for Mission Viejo. They beat Highland out of Palmdale earlier this season 58-0. Put up 52 on Capo Valley, who's not too far from here. 59 to open the playoffs against an unbeaten Palos Verdes team. So they've been capable of doing this year and have gotten a lot of help from Granite Hills. Tell you what, though, the Granite Hills guys will probably get him in baseball.
Yeah, such a big baseball school. That's what I love. I mentioned earlier about them sharing athletes, if you will, and not, keeping guys in one sport. And that's something that Coach Kellen Cobbs and the rest of the coaches work really well at Granite Hills with guys playing multiple sports.
21 points off of turnovers, all here in this second half for Mission Viejo. Fahey's thrown a couple of TDs in the game. Late fourth quarter, 49-14, Mission Viejo. 29 unanswered points for Mission Viejo, and the Diablos are 7:53 away from a second ever regional championship. They have Luke Fahey to thank for it. 2 passing touchdowns, 1 rushing touchdown.
Yeah, this was an easy one to Spafford early on in blown coverage. This time he got man coverage. Sees a lot of turf in front of him. Outruns the speedy Blaze on the outside for the rushing touchdown. And then here, just run fake, play action off the left side. Boot, got tight end Nichols in the flat. Easy pitch and catch. 49 answered. It's been the defense, but also the play of sophomore quarterback Luke Fahey. Been very effective running and passing the football.
21 of their 49 points have come off the 3 Granite Hills turnovers. You look at Fahey tonight, 17 of 26, is a 62% passer on the year. That's for just over 200 yards, and they are getting close to heading down to Saddleback next Friday night to take on, we would expect, De La Salle. This is Jackson, and Jackson with a return near the 30-yard line. Pablo Jackson, rather. Interesting connection, as you mentioned, Concord de La Salle. Chad Johnson possibly playing one of the most traditional programs. Yep.
Coming from St. John Bosco. How interesting. Chad Johnson still coaching where Bosco's done. And de La Salle next year coming down to play St. John Bosco in the regular season. So that'll be a good matchup to see next year as the Spartans come down playing Panish Family Stadium, St. John Bosco during the regular season.
Drive will start at the 30. Zach Benitez, the freshman quarterback, as they run the clock here. I think we're into running clock territory in the fourth quarter.
Yep.
He's turned it over 3 times. He'll complete a pass here. And the catch is made. That's going to be Josh Zander, who figured prominently in the first quarter. And the Diablos scoring those 49 unanswered, as we mentioned, after trailing 14-0. And De La Salle has beaten Clovis North, handing them their first loss of the season. So it'll be De La Salle and Mission Viejo next Friday night, 8 o'clock. Saddleback. Chris and I will have it for you. There's a run.
That'll be a fun one, partner.
Yep, Max Turner. We did De La Salle last year, and they were beaten, if I'm not mistaken, right, by Lincoln. That was a great game. So De La Salle will be back in the 1AA championship. They've been able to avoid the open division in the modern days in St. John Bosco the last few years. And that's going to be a catch. A grab on the right side. That's the first catch of the game by Nicoy Maddox. Maddox is normally one of the safeties who's got a dozen offers from the likes of Navy, Penn, Dartmouth, San Jose State, Colorado State, San Diego State, who is a new coach.
Yeah, big, good-looking receiver.
He makes his first catch of the game, first time that Benitez has targeted him, and they're back now in plus territory. Play fake, and that's a first down catch, and then some. Granite Hills on the drive here as they go back to Maddox again on back-to-back big plays.
More impressively smart.
You saw Mission Viejo trailing 14-0. Granite Hills, I'm sure they have not had this happen all season. They've got 9 consecutive drives without scoring, and on 3 of those 9 drives, they've turned it over. And that one's off of Zander's fingertips. And again, that's a couple of big drops by Benitez's receivers here, especially in the second half.
Yeah, you've got to credit Mission Viejo too in their adjustments they made. Steve, over those after those first few drives, Coach Patton, the defensive coordinator, they made some adjustments scheme-wise and made it a lot harder for Benitez to execute in the pass game specifically.
So we have moved to a running clock here. It did not stop on that drop. And so this is going to be it for the game here, the next 4:40. And it's Pablo Jackson, who had 742 rushing yards. There'll be a celebration here shortly, as it's a 35-point difference here in the fourth quarter. So it automatically becomes that running clock. Third down, where they haven't been very good today. Tossed to the end zone on third down. Maddox went up to get it. It's incomplete. It'll be fourth down.
He came down hard.
Yep.
Did Maddox.
This is going to be able to stop the clock right here. They will with just over 4 minutes to go. They'll blow it dead here with 4:07 to go. There's only a few ways to stop the clock when we get to running clock. And one would be injury of a player, immediate timeout. You can actually spend a timeout to stop the clock. Other than that, we roll it. And then also not on a change of possession, but on a score. the clock would stop running, and Maddox is really down there tweaked.
And you see Coach Cobb's going down to check on his player in Maddox. This is where you want this ball to be a little more flat. Get there a little bit sooner. It hung a little bit too high. Maddox makes a great effort and then gets undercut and comes down hard on that left hip.
He's a senior, and that's likely the last snap that he'll take of his high school football career. And he's down there and doesn't want any of the trainers to touch him right now until he gets out. He says, look, it can't be over, right? It can't end like that, and it's good to see him up.
Yeah.
So maybe it won't be the last. Tough kid, McCoy Maddox.
Smart and tough. He's got a bright future ahead of him. Love seeing him possibly go to the Ivy League.
Senior at 41 tackles and interception out of that safety spot. 4th down. Well, this is where they've been real good tonight.
Yeah.
The bright
Better
spot.
than 3rd down. Yeah.
Yes, they've been perfect. They were perfect 3 for 3 on 4th downs all in the first half. 2 of them leading to scores. And Benitez, and it's dropped into traffic, and they're going to get a flag to keep this drive going. It's going to be pass interference. It's going to be against Mission Viejo.
Let's see if we can get another look at it. Didn't look like he got there early. Looked like it was good timing on the breakup. More of a drop by Josh Zander.
Yeah.
A rarity.
Ryder Brown saying, what did I do?
It's good recognition, though, by Benitez. He had a too high safety look. That soft spot's in the middle. They had an opportunity, and they'll get a break here.
That clock is continuing to roll, though, on the pass interference as we've gone to the running clock here. 49-14 as Benitez. A lot of balls have been really high tonight. I saw him really outduel Julian Sayin in that semifinal game. That was something else, and just doesn't have it here tonight. Here's Pablo Jackson. Jackson will run for a first down, so they convert another 4th down. They wind up going 4 for 4 on 4th downs in this game. We're inside of 3 minutes to go. Pass interference in high school is not an automatic first down. Yep. They had some yardage there. They'll have it 1st and goal at the 5-yard line. 9 consecutive drives without a score. Throw to the end zone, and it is incomplete. Knocked away as they go to the well again in Zander.
Tried the back shoulder. You want that ball just a little bit more on the outside, but a great effort by Zander.
Judah Wells was defending.
Take a look, tight man coverage. Try to throw to that back shoulder. A little bit high. Great effort by Zander. Just couldn't pull it in. And good defense as well, broken up.
Coming up on 2 minutes to go. 2nd and goal. Benitez for the end zone, wide open, and that is a touchdown catch by Brendan Williams. His 9th of the season. Brendan Lewis.
Yep.
What did I say?
Williams.
Oh, jeez. I'll be all right.
You didn't have to say it.
Brendan Lewis. No, I was just like, what did I... Sometimes I call too many of these in one weekend.
I got you.
Brendan Lewis, beg your pardon, the ASU commit.
That's why you mess up his name, because you're a Wildcat. You know, you're hating on those Sun Devils. That's what it is, Steve Quist.
I wouldn't do that.
I'm just kidding.
We've beaten them in football in the last 2 years. That's enough for me. Here's Petrich.
My favorite Arizona State wide receiver, Rod Tidwell.
Ah, there you go. Yeah, he's getting a lot of love now.
Show me the money.
Show me the money. Extra point through. And so Benitez winds up throwing a touchdown pass, his 23rd of the season. Their first 2 scores had been Max Turner, a 5-yard run to put them ahead 7-0. And then Pablo Jackson to put them ahead 14-0.
Oh, as I mentioned, Zach Benitez, his best days are ahead of him. I mean, his impressive freshman campaign as he had undefeated season up until tonight. I mean, this guy is a national level recruit. He is a D1 guy. I've seen enough of him on tape. He had some really good moments tonight. Again, he just played a really good defense. I mean, the front, he didn't have as much time as he's used to. And then that secondary, I mean, all over the field. Great coverage tonight from that Diablo defense, especially on the back end. So,
and you know what? He never hung his head.
Yep.
He was pretty positive about it. It'd be,
very mature for a freshman.
Yep, teachable moment. If they'll go for an onside kick right here. There's 2:03 to go. The clock will be running. Mission Viejo might be out of quarterbacks as well. They'll kick it deep here, Petrich. And the return's going to be a fair catch.
Yeah, that was an early fair catch.
Oh, he caught it, and then not sure he knew what to do. He just kind of stood there and then gets hammered at the 6-yard line.
Not sure I think he might have Coach Chad Johnson, the special team coach, saying, "What are you doing? What are you thinking?" He gave a very early, as soon as the ball was kicked, he gave a fair catch sign. That's why I thought he was just going to stay there, and then he ended up running it.
Yeah, I don't know.
There was no whistle.
If he was,
I think he was probably waiting for a whistle after his fair catch signal. He didn't hear one. Says, "Well, I don't want to get lit up here at the goal line. I'm going to go."
and that we apologize. We don't have a 49 listed on our roster right here. So I'm not exactly sure who that young man is. That happens at times, especially in running clock games. So a JV call-up guy, but
yep, extra
it was a teachable moment as well. And that clock is running. And one final chance. Cale Murphy has taken over for Fahey, and I like this. Some guys that don't always get an opportunity will get an opportunity here. And that's a run by Zayden Hall, a freshman running back. So the future is quite bright, and the freshman gets a chance. Look at who's the offensive coordinator right now, by the way. And that's our guy, Drayton Trudeau. He gets, since he had the concussion, he couldn't play in this one. He gets to call the plays at the end. That's awesome. One more play here for Mission Viejo. Took advantage of 3 turnovers, scored 49 unanswered after they got down 14-0. Another run, and that should do it in this game.
There's still a lot of congratulations to Coach Kellen Cobbs and the coaching staff and players of Granite Hills. What an amazing season. This isn't the last we've heard of them. They are the football powerhouse down south, and I think we'll be seeing a lot more of them in the state tournament for years to come.
And they're going to take on a football powerhouse from the north, 4.5 miles from here. A 9-minute drive. They won't even have to leave the zip code, I don't think, for the section championship game, the regional or the state championship. They earned one more, a 16 game. And a chance to end on a strong note. Mission Viejo 12-3. Meantime, for Granite Hills, who suffer their first loss of the season. They end the year 12-1, San Diego Open Division champs, and their 21-game win streak is over. They had a 14-0 lead, and then it unraveled. They had a hard time converting third downs. And then Mission Viejo somehow figured out how to score 49 straight, taking advantage of 3 turnovers.
Yeah, that's it. Turnovers, penalties, and Mission Viejo capitalized, took advantage. And the running game of Heinz Ward, Lilo Maialva, Chase Walowski got involved, and then Luke Fahey, just in the passing game, also running the football as well, was very impressive.
Such a young team finishes the year 12-3. They win just their second ever regional championship game. It happens to come over a San Diego section team. Last time was against Helix in 2015, and they followed it up and ended a perfect 16-0, going up to Sacramento and beating Bellarmine Prep out of San Jose to finish the year 16-0, get Bob Johnson a championship to end his career. And they are back 8 years later.
Hello. All right.
Luke Fahey, before the game, told he was going to be the starter the whole time. There would be no rotation because of Drayton Trudeau, and he was out with a concussion, and he took advantage of every snap.
Well, I talked about Benitez being a Division I quarterback in the future. I can say the same thing about Luke Fahey. Just a sophomore, very smart. A lot of great plays tonight with his feet, running the football, as you see the razzle-dazzle, and then very efficient in the passing game. He had the one interception that was taking a shot before halftime and just not on the same page as receiver, but that rail shot right there, that is a Division I throw. And then you see the legs with the very fast number 7 Glaze chasing. He was able to outrun him, get to the edge, and get in the end zone for another rushing touchdown. Was very impressed with another number 3 little boot play action, playing catch with Nichols. Another great number 3 who played here, Peter Castelli, is a Division I quarterback, and I think Luke Fahey will be the next one. Again, just a sophomore, very poised, and was very effective and efficient tonight leading his offense.
All right, let's start the trophy celebration. Down to Nikki K we go.
Yeah.
Stand by, everyone. All right, it is my pleasure to hand out some hardware here tonight, and we're going to begin with the Division I AA regional runner-ups, the Granite Hills Eagles. Everyone give them a big round of applause. A huge, well-fought battle by Coach Kellen Cobbs and his Eagles. Presenting the trophy is Jim Perry with the CIF coach. Thank you so much. Once again, give it up for the Granite Hills Eagles out of San Diego. Well done, gentlemen. And now, it is my pleasure to introduce the Division I AA regional champs, the Mission Viejo Diablos. I'm going to call up quarterback Luke Fahey here as well. We got Coach. And where's our QB? All right, Coach. As you hold that plaque, I'm going to ask you some questions about tonight's performance. All right, Luke, you're not going anywhere. You stay right here. So first of all, 49 unanswered points. You're holding the regional championship plaque. What does this moment mean for this school and this program?
It's a big moment for us. I mean, we had a lot of ups and downs this year. Went back to D.C. and got butt kicked a little bit. So we grew up a lot with a lot of young players that are now old players and veterans, and we're kind of firing all cylinders. I think we're a very hot team right now, and I couldn't be more proud of these guys. And I think it's worth mentioning that, these seniors on both teams are the COVID kids. They came into high school during the pandemic, and they started off their high school at home online. And now they're kind of 4 years later, getting to finish out high school on a high note, and I'm so proud of them.
And before any of those seniors graduate, you wear a very special word on the back of your jerseys, tradition. What does that mean to you in this program?
First and foremost, pressure. Take over this program for Coach Johnson before me and the level he had this program at, and this program's been phenomenal forever. It's my job as the leader of this program to carry the torch and keep it at a high level as left at me. And that's the tradition. It's the pressure that we all feel to play at a high level, to have high character, to work our tails off, and make this community proud.
All right, QB over here, Luke. You lost your partner tonight. You told me you just had a few butterflies to start out the game, but you finished with 2 passing touchdowns, a rushing touchdown. You lead your offense to 49 points. What did this team show in this victory?
Again, like you said, we've had a ton of up and down this year, but again, I feel like we're one of the top teams and we can compete as a top team. I'm just so thankful to be on this team with these seniors and all these guys around me to make plays for me.
To know that next week you have a chance to win this school's second ever state championship, and I believe your opponent's going to be De La Salle. What does that mean to you?
I haven't really seen much of him, but I know that they've been a very good football team for tons of years. And if you look over there, we've only won one, and this year we want to add to that board right there.
You got a chance next week, and now it's time to celebrate. Thank you so much, and congratulations to the Mission Viejo Diablos. All right, Steve and Chris, going to send it on back to you.
All right, thanks, Nikki. Great job. Yeah, and they were down 14-0. They had their backs against the wall. To borrow a cliche, scored 49 in a row, took advantage of 3 Granite Hills turnovers that they turned into 21 points in the second half. What was a 7-point game at half turns into a 49-21 victory for Mission Viejo, and they'll play for their second ever state championship. Just 4.5 miles down the road, a 9-minute drive, even in the traffic here, and they'll do that next Friday night. Chris and I are back to Mission Viejo High School to wrap it up right after this. Diablos regional champs for the second time ever. Last time was 2015, and they are headed down south to Saddleback College, where some thought we might have flexed this game out to here tonight. Didn't need the extra room, but they're getting to play on their home turf. Here's the final stats, and they really did a number on that big physical Granite Hills defense with nearly 400 yards of total offense.
Yeah, well, again, it was all Granite Hills out of the gate, 14-0. Coach Johnson, Mission Viejo, got hit in the mouth saying, what is going on? They wake up, they make the adjustments, look at the total yards. 381 to 271. The passing game got dialed up, but it was really the rushing attack for Mission Viejo with Hines Ward, Lilo Maeva, also Luke Fahey, the quarterback in the run game. And then look at the points off of turnovers. 21 points Mission Viejo got off of those 3 turnovers from Granite Hills. And then their defense. It doesn't show up as much in the stat box, but you really have to credit the defense for Mission Viejo, how they held this high-powered Granite Hills offense after those first couple of drives to not getting anything until the last minute of the game. Got to credit Coach Patton and the Mission Viejo defense. A lot of credit to them.
All right, our work is not done yet, and next week the state championship games you can see on Friday, De La Salle and Mission Viejo, that 8 o'clock game on Spectrum News 1 and Spectrum News LA. Then the triple header on Saturday. We do know the Open Division Championship. Sarah out of San Mateo will take another swing at a Trinity League team. They'll have 21 days of rest to get ready for Mater Dei, who will be on a 2-week rest period as well. And that's our schedule. And then tomorrow we've got one more regional in us. We're down at Mesa College in San Diego for St. Bonaventure out of Ventura.
Battle of the Saints.
Yep, against St. Augustine, the Saints. Down there, a very young football team, very talented, trying to win a regional championship game for the first time ever. That game will kick off at a little past 7 o'clock, and we'll have it on Spectrum News 1 for you tomorrow night. It's been our pleasure serving you. For Matt Graham, our producer, our great folks in the truck, my broadcasting partner, Chris Ricks, and of course down on the field doing a great job, Nikki K. I'm Steve Quist. Thanks for making us part of your Friday night. We're going to get in the car and head down south on the 5 here. Talk to you tomorrow night from Mesa College Saints and St. Bonaventure. Until then, good night, everybody.